Okay, we are live. So welcome to Upturned Table, and this is our first session. Last week was the session 0, character creation and ship building. Session 1 for Star Trek Adventures. And we're playing the adventure from the Strange New Worlds compilation, A Cure Worse Than the Disease. So I guess that gives you guys a lot of hints
Whoa.
right off the...
We might need more medical officers. Yes.
So
One of the holidays.
nice. So joining me today, so I'm Jeremy, and I'll be running this adventure. And joining me today are Will, Matt, and Terry. Hey guys.
Hello.
Hey.
And I thought we'd probably best just go through the characters, even if you watched the character building last week. We'll just introduce the characters before we get started. So I'll just go down the list that they're here on the right. So Azadon Ute is our first character. So take it away, Will.
I'm also the first officer, so that works out great. Yeah. I'm a Betazoid dude. First officer. My background, right, was that I had to turn on our previous captain when he made some type of bad dealing with Romulans, and had to. They don't like to call it this, but basically mutiny the ship against them and bring it back into to Starfleet proper.
Mm-hmm.
And so my idea here is that he's all about the crew and protecting his people, and so he thought they were going to be sold out. But when he came back, he did not want to then have usurped his captain and taken control of the ship and then be promoted, and he thought that would look bad. So he decided to stay in his position, and they got a new captain, Pai-Ji, to come in, and he's just trying to smooth over the transition, basically, I think, is what his current motivation is, and he's just all smiles and winks for everybody right now, trying to make everybody happy and be cool.
Nice. And you chose the talent, the Betazoid talent, telepath. So feel free throughout any interaction with NPCs to ask me, what you can hear from their thoughts, because you're hearing surface thoughts for anyone. If they know that you can read them, they can attempt to block them. So we may have some rolling as far as
cool.
Some rolls against people trying to hide their intentions. But for the most part, they won't know unless they're familiar with Betazoids. They won't know what you can do. Excellent. All right, next on the list is our Chamberlain McAndrews.
Ensign McAndrews. Chamberlain is young, but actually a little older than your typical rookie ensign, because he joined Starfleet reluctantly later in his life. He was kind of a speed addict, racer, not the drug, race, kind of a racer kid who liked to go fast and tell his dad he didn't understand him, and then he had an accident where his younger brother died racing, and it sort of caused him to do an about face, and he's joined the Starfleet as and is now a ensign helmsman who still likes to go fast, but is maybe a little more responsible.
Nice. All right, and you're helmsman on this crew. Excellent. All right, and Terry. Terry is playing Ron Stark.
I am Lieutenant Ron Stark, an Andorian, and I am the Chief of Security. I don't like transporters very much because of a transporter accident in my past.
Oh.
And I have had to call out a supervisor before, or superior, and get him in a lot of trouble. I'll save that for later.
So wait a minute. Both of you have had problems with...
Pai-Ji's going to have a great time, I can imagine. All right. Well, excellent. And so we are aboard the USS Mugato and the Captain Pai-Ji. So do you guys have any sense, how long have you been working together? How long, when were you assigned to this ship, and how are you doing with the other, is there any other crew members or anybody that you're not particularly getting along with?
I
So-
feel like. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. I'll go ahead, Matt. Good. I want to hear your end of it.
I was just gonna say that I feel like this is probably Ensign McAndrews' first full tour as an ensign,
Mm-hmm.
and he's kind of gotten this helmsman role, based on talent. He hasn't really earned it yet, so
Oh, good. Okay.
maybe it's comes into question sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Excellent.
Yeah, I was thinking that we'd be maybe I like the idea of us maybe being along for the most part, most of the crew, it being, from my standpoint, us being together for a long time, and then like a year ago is when our captain kind of tried to make some deal, and so right now like maybe the crews knows each other, but there's this weird like who kind of wanted to side with the captain, who didn't, and now we have a new captain.
Mm-hmm.
Tension going on underneath the surface thing is what I
so
was
you mean
thinking.
there's like crew members who were kind of sympathetic to the old captain?
Yeah, because like I haven't quite rolled out what he was doing. I just picked Romulans because they're the bad guys. So I figure basically I think he was doing some type of like in the neutral zone, not legitimate meetings or something that I kind of said, hey, we're doing this wrong, and like kind of turned against them, and so. Like, I don't think there was any blood or anything like that. I think it's like was all handled on the bridge, and then we just about faced and left. But I think there's maybe some like it could be like we have been touring for like 8 years,
Mhm.
right? Or like whatever it would have been. It'd be like 10 years at this point probably if we were from the launch date of the ship. From my standpoint, I don't know if you guys were been in the whole time. That's what I was thinking. It's like I was kind of like the yeah, that would make sense. But I was thinking, like, I've been the first officer for a long time, but now maybe people don't trust me as much as they used to because there's been the captain changed, but I didn't. I don't know.
Right. Okay.
We'll fill that out. But yeah, I think I've been here for a while.
Okay. That's good. And so, do you think that Ensign McAndrews replaced a helmsman that may have left with the disgraced captain?
Maybe the previous helmsman was in too deep.
Right. Nice.
I like that. That sounds good. Yeah.
Good. And how about Stark, Lieutenant Stark? How's he feeling about what transpired with the previous captain, and has he got his eye on anybody?
From a security standpoint, he has his eyes on everybody, and one of his talents is interrogation. So he probably asks a lot of questions all the time. But I don't know. I think I'm just going to play him mysterious.
Okay, that sounds good.
Looks like it's Starfleet code 619. May be what you invoked to relieve the captain of his duties.
Duties. Okay.
Nice.
619. You say I'll look that up on the computer. Let's see here.
Well, you just say computer.
I don't think my computer does that, but yes, 619.
All right. So, are we good to get started?
Yep.
So each one of the sessions or the adventures start with a captain's log that kind of gives you the situation, and then there will be supplementals that will update you as well. And one more thing before we start. So apart from the Prime Directive, which applies to all Starfleet ships, your ship specifically has 2 more directives that you need to follow during this adventure. So the first is investigate all credible distress signals, and the second is render aid to all sufficiently advanced species who request help in dealing with humanitarian crises. And,
Can we say the first one again? I'm sorry.
investigate all credible distress signals.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so anybody asking for help, you're going to be asked to address it. And just to make that more difficult, I'll be beginning the adventure with 6 threat, so 2 for each of the players, And so that's my currency to use to make things fun.
Shields
So,
up, red alert.
yeah, right, probably a good idea. No, let's begin with the captain's log, and we're in the year 2375. So this is I don't have a voice for him yet. I was all prepared to do a Tellarite, a drunken Tellarite voice. So,
You can just roll that forward. It'll be great. It'll be completely
You
off.
just have to impersonate the guy from that 70s show.
Yeah, kind of that grumpy, a little gravelly, I guess.
yeah, we'll try that. So Captain Paiji of the USS Mugato, Captain's log, star date 52135.75. We've received a distress signal from the planetary government of Fosterian 2, a Class M world boasting a major population of humanoids. The automated message recorded by a planetary regent named Tresta Zamaline asked for urgent help in responding to a virulent plague sweeping the planet. The Fosterians are known to be technologically advanced as a race, though they follow a strict policy of isolationism, making this plea for off-world help highly irregular. We've set course and intend to render aid if possible. All right, so we are responding to a distress signal, and Paiji, Captain Paiji, Helmsman McAndrews, set course for the source of this distress beacon, and let me know when we are in visual range.
Captain, locked in.
All right, so
Subtly trying to goose it, by the way.
nice.
Okay,
Okay,
8.7. You just a little bit extra.
so you're getting a distress call about something dealing with a virulent plague. There may be some information in logs that you can access to the library, and this is a time. So the kind of beginning of the adventure, there'll be some difficulty 0 rolls for you to make to generate some momentum to help you kind of get started. So if anybody is interested in doing some research, they can find out everything there is to know about Fosterian 2, and then once you approach the planet as well, your scanners can give you some more information before you make contact or before you set about dealing with whatever this is, whatever this outbreak is.
Yeah, I'd like to review the just the system information for other bodies and any stellar phenomenon in the area.
Oh, okay. So what you know, or what is known, it's a fairly simple system. The let me take a look here. I'm having to cheat. So the star that Fosterian 1 and 2 revolve around is a very simple. It's a very simple kind of smaller scale system, and you're on the kind of outer rim. You're very far away, so you would have been the only Starfleet ship that would have been able to respond to this. And it was an automated distress call that was being sent out. So the sun is a K-class orange star, and which means that it may there may be some gravimetric and radiation interference if you approach too near. Fosterian 1 is a frigid, lifeless Class K world, and Fosterian 2 is a world that a Class M that has a humanoid, a significant humanoid population with a decently developed technology. Their level of technology is reasonably developed.
Any so there's no like gas giants or asteroid belts or anything?
No, yeah, there would be nothing in the way. And Fosterian 2 does, according to the information you have, it has a ring around it. So the planet is ringed. Other than that, that's all the information.
We're flying through that ring at some point, aren't we, Ensign?
I wouldn't say no. How do you spell it? Is it like Faust?
It's Fossstarian. Fostarian. Yeah.
And Fosterian 2 is the M class?
Yes. Yeah, that's the M class. The K class is just a frozen world.
And you said the sun has a...
Yes,
We're limited to how close we can get to it?
Right. Near the sun, from what you know of the K-class orange stars, you will probably deal with some gravimetric and radiation interference.
All right, I'll throw that over to Lieutenant Stark's comm just so he can vet my work.
All right. And does anyone want to look up any other background? We can do a 0 difficulty roll.
Yeah, I think I'll call up Specialist First Class Seki. Is that how you say your name?
Sure, Seki, yes.
Seki, because she is an infectious disease virologist person. So we'll call her up to the bridge to have her download and give us a briefing on their physiology and what we may be facing.
Oh, okay.
We don't know anything else about the disease yet, but
right. Okay. Yep. So you've called a medical specialist. So yeah, we have Seki, a Vulcan specialist first class. So she's not the ship's doctor, but her training is in virology, infectious disease, and also emergency medicine.
And you did say that they normally are isolationists, right?
Yes.
So
right. Yeah. So she did some preliminary research, and they are fairly close to they're humanoid and fairly close to Earth biology, but beyond that, they don't have a lot of information on the record because not much has been shared. They've repelled a lot of contact in recent history.
Do we know if there was a reason why? Like, was there an event, or have they just been isolationists this whole time?
You can, why don't you do a roll if you want to do a, I guess like reason and science or reason or insight, insight or reason and then science. You can check the records for what is known.
No problem. I could totally do that.
And we're doing that. That's a task, right?
Oh, yes, that is a task. And so what would your target number have been? Oh, did you roll off the sheet? Sorry.
Yeah, I rolled off the sheet.
Oh,
yeah, I got
beautiful.
2 successes.
Okay, excellent. So bank one of those momentum because bank 2. It was a task that was a difficulty 0. So put 2 momentum.
Can you just like one time walk through
yes.
what just happened? Just I know Terry's not played this game.
Yeah, of course. Sorry. Yeah, so that was a task, and so on the character sheet, there's a perform task button. So next to one of the attributes, you should check the one that was being used for the task, and then one of the disciplines on those 2 lists that have the check marks. And so when Will rolled, he used reason and science that gave him a target of 10. And then just click the perform task, that yellow button. It rolled 2 d20s and generated 2 successes because one was 10, matching, so equal to or lower, and then the 2. If there was, there wasn't really a focus that applied, did there? But if there was, so before you roll, it's a good idea to like ask, can I use this focus? Can I use that focus? Because it will give you then a little bit higher threshold for multiple successes.
Because it lets you use your discipline, right?
No, your focus is what kind of activates. Like, so if you have, diplomacy lead by example. Yes, the disciplines are for other mechanics, but just the basic task focuses can apply. So if any of your specializing, like if composure would have come into it or Starfleet protocols. Then whatever your discipline is, that is now the threshold for successes, which wouldn't have changed anything because your science is a 1. So
because I'm really bad at everything. Yes.
right. So it still would have been the same result. But if your science was a 4, if you would have rolled a 1, 2, 3, or 4, that would give 2 successes for that single roll. So you would have generated, if a focus would have applied and it would have been higher. Then that 2 probably would have generated an additional success, so you would have had 3 successes in total.
Gotcha.
Right. So
And
yeah,
so for this particular task, because he only needed one.
or 0. Yeah, it was sorry. It was a
Oh,
difficulty.
0.
Yeah, it was difficulty 0.
So I'm sorry. Can you explain how you got to that, or
Sure.
and does the character decide what attributes and disciplines they want to use when?
Usually I'll tell you what I think, like what I think it would take to perform that task. Basically, anything but combat is there's a little bit of negotiation. You can kind of ask me if something else would work, but so I just said reason in science or insight in science. For that role, and Will chose reason in science, and so adding those 2 scores together gave him a target of 10, and it was difficulty 0 because these early roles are things that are very easy to do. Like you can easily search ship's logs to find information that's just within your training, so it's difficulty 0. The only danger of rolling something,
Which means that
yes,
difficulty 0 means that there's
it's an
no
automatic
modifier,
successes,
or
yeah.
sorry, automatic success. Yeah, there's no failure. The only danger of rolling a difficulty 0 is that if you get a complication, if you roll a 20, then you, on one of the dice, you have a complication when you could have just done this automatically. But the benefit of rolling on a difficulty 0 task is that it generates momentum. So early in the adventure, I want to have you guys be able to do things that will generate momentum that you can then use in later tasks when things become more difficult and more crucial. So this is just kind of early. This is just like the duel. You're taking a transport somewhere, and the characters are sitting around waiting to get there, and they have a little duel, and you can roll some combat dice and generate some momentum. That kind of.
So
idea.
I'm not making the connection between
Sure.
the 10 points and the difficulty 0 and
Sorry.
how many dice he had to roll.
Yeah, so you always roll 2 dice. You can purchase more than one. Using momentum, you can purchase additional dice or re-rolls of the 2 dice. And so I'll tell you what attribute and discipline should be used in the task, and also what the difficulty is. And the difficulty is how many successes are needed. If it's difficulty 2, then 2 successes would be needed, and it can go all the way up to 5. I think very difficult tasks are 5. So to roll those on 2 dice, you would definitely buy additional dice, and you can also assist other characters using either the same attribute in discipline or a kind of a variation, something that they can do in support, can roll a single d20 to try to add one more success, or the possibility of 1 or 2 more successes. So aiding is the only time you would ever not roll 2 d20s. And so, sorry, difficulty is the number of successes needed.
Which is just rolling equal to or under
Yes.
your number.
Yeah, so you're always adding an attribute to a discipline to get a target number, and you're trying to roll dice and get that number lower.
You're rolling 2 dice,
Mm-hmm.
and if it's a difficulty 3, then you automatically lose.
Well, no, because if you roll a 1, that's 2 successes on a single die roll, one die. So
critical.
So you can, with only rolling 2 dice. Yeah, if you get a critical success, you generate 2 successes for each of those. So there is a possibility of rolling 4 successes with only 2 dice if you're very lucky.
But then we have those momentum points, which is kind of
Yes.
what we're doing right now, is trying to build some of those up, and we can spend those to get more dice.
Mm-hmm.
So if we have a bunch of momentum later and we have to do something that's like difficulty 4, we can spend it to add more dice to our roll.
And then we also have the focus, right? So if your focus applies,
Yes.
then that means that if you roll equal under your discipline number, that value, it counts as 2 successes. So like you have a 5 in security, right, Terry? So if you can apply a focus, if you can say this seems like this applies, then any 5 or less count as 2 successes on your dice.
Yes, so that's how you get more than 1 success from a single die. So that's how you can get up to 4. So yeah, technically with 3 dice you can get up to 6 successes. So it's you have to kind of adjust the points and what you're trying to do for the task. So the best suited to the task, like someone that has a focus that would apply, would probably be the person that should override the control panel, or try to jump across the chasm. Whoever has is best suited for that.
Yeah.
All right, but we'll do this a few more
Cool.
times, so you'll get a better sense of it.
Okay, so I'm also reading all this information on this planet, and do we know? So we're here because of this disease that we heard about, or
Yes, they're a distress call, an automated distress call from the regent of this world, is asking for urgent help for a virulent plague that is sweeping the planet.
an automated distress call?
Yes, correct.
So,
Yeah.
do we know if there are still life signs on the planet? Have they all died?
Yeah, not yet. Yeah, you can scan when you approach. You can scan the world and get additional information. So right now you're far enough away. You haven't approached close enough to do any scanning or anything. So this is just what is available to Starfleet, like what Starfleet knows about this world and this planet.
Tell me if this is possible, Jeremy, because I don't know that we ever... Is it possible to do something right now that would be sort of a planning thing to get a bonus later?
Oh, sure. Yes, yeah. You can create things. Yeah, that's because we're in kind of the TNG era. There are you can use replicators to make a lot of common equipment, like simple equipment and things. So you can create things that will give you traits that will give you advantages.
No.
So what are you thinking?
Well, what I was thinking was Ensign McAndrews would want to plot every feasible course between the two planets and pre-set up all the best sensor shadow areas around each planet, and so basically if we have to bolt at any moment, I'll be ready to go.
Oh, sure. Okay. yeah. If you want to do something like that, then that would lower the difficulty. So if you probably need to be you'd have information, you have star maps, but you'd have to be in that system to be able to have a better sense of it. You could run scans then and do that kind of planning, and then that trait, having plotted sensors or having plotted the system would give you an advantage in that situation. So lowering the difficulty of any role involving escape or navigation.
So well then when we come out of warp, I'm gonna probably work on that.
Okay. All right, and so the role that Will made, that Utan made, Commander Utan made was the only thing that came up when searching any of the Starfleet records for Fosterian is a Vulcan survey ship's log. So the vessel Tamira filed this log that was on record. That's the log reads: "We approached the Fosterian star system as part of our survey mission of this sector. However, before we could enter the system and commence in-depth scans, we received an audio-only subspace radio transmission from an individual identifying himself as the planetary leader of Fosterian 2. The Fosterian leader struck a rather threatening tone before demanding that we keep our distance and respect his civilization's wish to remain isolated. We were allowed only a brief conversation before the Regent cut the transmission. Rather than risk a botched first contact, we decided to comply with the Fosterians' demands and reroute our course to avoid the area. Judging from the Fosterians' ability to detect our approach and their use of subspace radio, it seems logical to conclude that they possess some form of advanced technology. We had conducted only a cursory sensor sweep, which confirmed that the Fosterian transmission originated from the ship's second planet, a ringed Misharo-class planet. Perhaps in time, we will be able to learn more about this hermit civilization. End recording and file with Vulcan Science Directorate." So that's the only contact that has been made in the
ever.
system. Yes, ever. That's all that.
And
That's
how old is that?
It would be probably decades old at this point. Not quite. Probably less than 100 years. Like somewhere in the last 50 to 20 20 to 50 years.
So I wonder what makes us think that they're human or humanoid, or
Oh, right.
it's just because everything in Star Trek's humanoid, or is there a reason?
Oh, that's right.
Why
Oh,
we-
that's right. No, I'm sorry. That
Maybe he came on the view screen when he told him to piss off.
Yeah, right. Yes. That
Well,
would-
it said it was an audio only. I'm not
Yes,
talking
it
about
was.
the whole thing.
That's
But
right.
I'm wondering if
That's right. You haven't seen. I'm sorry. Yeah. So the medical officer. Sorry. Yeah. The medical officer. Yeah. She
she's
will. She will.
being relieved of duty right now. She
She
can't
read
make
it.
stuff up.
She read ahead in the adventure. I don't know
Oh,
what she
okay.
was doing. No, sorry. Yeah. You will very soon know that, but you don't know that yet. She will
I
explain.
wonder you have
that.
trouble with your captains.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry. That's right. There isn't. The only records you have are an audio recording saying "Go away," and there's
Okay.
a ring around one of the planets.
But now we have an audio recording saying, "Come here."
Yes, exactly. So
It doesn't.
mixed messages.
Their leader didn't give a name at the time, right?
Right. Yeah, and the Vulcans depicted him as male, and Tresta Zamaline and the automated message is female, most definitely female. So maybe you're not dealing with the same grumpy old man.
Well, if it's been like 40 years,
Yes, right.
who knows how long they live? Maybe they only live 20 years. They've gone through like 30 presidents since last time we.
Yeah.
They could elect new leaders every 4 years. Who knows?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or every 6 months.
Yes.
Or every time one goes to jail.
Yeah.
They pulled the short straw.
All right. So, is there anything else you would like to do before you approach the planet and enter the Fosterian system?
Yeah, have we scanned for other ships in the area?
Yes. You are. You don't detect anything nearby, and you are the only Starfleet. Yeah. There's no. Nothing of any other culture or civilization anywhere near you. Fosterian is the system is quite isolated, so that makes it easy for them to be isolationist. They don't run into visitors often.
I don't think. I mean, we pulled it up. Okay, we don't really have any information on them. It seems like they have a plague. There doesn't seem to be any other ships in the area. So I say, yeah, we show up, hail them, and do some scans, and we'll figure it out. Let's go, team.
All right.
What did the automated distress signal say? Do we know the wording of it, or is it just
It's summarized, but but the wording would be something like, "We're requesting urgent help to respond to a virulent plague sweeping this planet." So yeah, requesting not specifically Starfleet or anything, just anyone that hears it. They're requesting some assistance.
And we don't know if this planet even is warp capable.
Right. Yeah. You don't know. You don't know anything about the Vulcans suspect that they are decently. Their technology is decent based on the automated transmission that they received that chased them away, the audio transmission.
Yeah, they detected them in space and
Yes.
communicated with them, so they are at least aware that warp speed's a thing, even if they don't have access to it themselves.
Yes, they possess some sort of advanced technology.
At least have good sensors.
Yeah. Let's go, crew.
All right.
We can
are
do
ready?
this.
Yeah, keep an eye out on that.
Well,
medical
I mean,
service.
I guess if we're planning on doing a play thing, I guess I'll get our medical crew ready to beam down after we check it out.
Okay.
I mean, we'll pan past medical bay with them putting stuff in those little gray briefcase things,
Yes.
hypo sprays and whatnot, so that we're
Right.
ready to go.
Dr. Seki on the job.
Yeah.
We need to scan for life signs as soon as we're close enough to do that.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I can't do my thing until we come out of warp either. So I think we're just waiting for you, Jeremy.
Okay, good. And one more thing. So there is the system of supporting characters. So there's main characters and supporting characters. And the other thing that you can do is assemble a team that aren't really playable characters, but they give you advantages when rolling for specific tasks. Like you can bring a group of medical specialists down with you. It doesn't count towards the number of. It doesn't count towards the support number of your ship. So you can bring those bring people down that will just be able to assist you in roles, and will have higher stats based on their specialty.
So I don't know then if this is like out of the scope of how this all works then, but could we in theory like I said contact our sick bay or whatever it is and have them put
Yes, you
a
can
group together of people who are going to be like in little rubber suits, and they're going to set up a force field that protects them from viruses,
Right.
and like have a whole little team ready to beam down to start investigating as soon as we know what's going on.
Yes, yeah. You can contact medical and have them prepare for dealing with some sort of virulent outbreak. So they can ready anything that you may need. All right. So we arrive in the system. If there's nothing else, then we arrive in the system, and once you are in visual contact, so there won't be any tokens in this scene. So can you see?
Oh,
is there a planet?
Oh,
yeah. They're approaching it's not a Dyson sphere, but they're approaching that level with a planet, anyways. That's interesting.
Yes. So you approach the planet, and from here you can make any do any scans or anything that you want to find out more information. So far, you've not been hailed. There's been no contact from the planet itself.
Yeah, I want to start plotting my optional evacuation courses.
Okay. So let's make a roll for that, and then that'll let based on successes. And I guess because this is new, you should probably do daring in there somewhere. Yeah, because this is a new system and something you're not familiar with, so kind of improvising.
Sounds good to me. So daring and con.
Yeah, that's great.
And I add evasive action to that.
Oh, sure. Yeah. If you're planning, that's right, because you're planning how to escape. Sure. Yeah, add your evasive action focus. So yeah, that could be plentiful. Yes, so go ahead and roll.
So wait, where does it show? It's on the little text bubble one where it shows your rolls, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
The chat. Yeah, kind of the chat log thing.
All right, here we go.
Yeah. So check each of the stats and then perform task.
Use focus. Yes. Wait, how does it know what focus I'm using?
Oh, and sorry,
it doesn't matter because if you have it, it just applies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you just check whether or not you want to. Oh, nice.
Ooh, that's a good roll.
Excellent.
Nice. 3 successes.
Nice. And sorry, that was difficulty 1. So all you need, that's all you needed. So you can bank those 2 successes. And
oh yeah.
And because let's take so the trait that you created for the system is I guess sensor array, or plotted routes. So you can reduce by 1 difficulty any roll that would involve leaving the system either secretly or with the safest route.
Nice.
So
very good.
So I'll just pose. What are we looking at here, Lieutenant Templeton? As he's an engineer NPC guy that we have floating around.
Oh, right, that's right.
Do the data explanation of what this ring is about.
So from my visual examination, it appears to be a man-made construction, obviously not a natural occurrence, circling the planet, and the ring itself appears to be tethered at various locations to various continents on the world. So some scanning may be necessary to understand exactly what this ring, the function of this ring is, and what
some security scanning.
Are we seeing something floating around all over the place? There
is
hundreds of little.
There's that's just to make the picture a little more active. But there is some kind of strange field which you'll be able to examine more directly if you do a scan. But you see that there's some sort of particles or radiation or something that the ring is emitting. You don't exactly know what that is. And
what do the sensors say, Mr. Stark?
Oh yes. Oh, that's right. Yes, and we need a sensor roll. And there's comings and goings as well. There's a small craft that are that may not be visually. You may not be able to see visually, but there's small craft as well as the tethers themselves.
I have a hazard awareness focus, if that
Oh.
helps in
Oh,
this
sure.
situation.
Yeah, no, that's
And
great.
also astrophysics.
Oh, yeah. So maybe, either of those is, I think, would apply. So, yeah. So check the focus for that role.
So what attribute?
And let's.
So-
And sorry. So this is this will be difficulty 1, and for scanning, we basically need. Oh, sorry. Let me pull this up just so I make sure I've got. So a basic. Oh, it's in the adventure as well. Sorry. The basic scan of the planet is reason and engineering or reason and science, with a difficulty 1. And you're also assisted by the ship sensors, so you can roll. Someone can roll for the ship science and sensors and science to assist. So you're using the ship sensors, and you're making a difficulty 1 roll of reason and engineering or reason and science, based on what you feel more confident in.
Does the ship get a focus because he has a focus?
I don't think. I think it's just a straight, because you're rolling a single die for the ship. The ship is assisting, so it rolls 1d20.
Okay.
And I don't think so. It's just a straight roll based on, because it's just the technology. The ship doesn't have any.
Oh, sorry.
Training.
So,
So check. Yeah. So on your
I
sheet,
have
yes.
checked reason and science.
Okay.
And my science and engineering are both the same score.
Okay.
So how do I factor in the hazard awareness or the?
Oh, so if you click perform task, it should pop up, and then there'll be a checkbox to ask you if you want to use if you're using a focus, and so check that box so that it will use your science as the threshold for.
Okay, so check using focus.
Yes.
And then complication range says 1.
Oh yeah, so the complication range doesn't change. In some situations, it's more dangerous. Like your ability to do something isn't hampered, but the consequences of not rolling well. So instead of a 20 being a failure or a complication, a 19 and a 20 or a 19, 20 and an 18 will also create that. So that's just a specialized situation. So yeah, no, you don't have to deal with that. Just click the focus and then perform the task.
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
So
2 successes.
9 and a 9.
Yes. So that
Yeah, so if you click on the little chat message, the one on the far left of the thing, it will show you what your roll and how many successes you got.
Nice.
On the chat text for you.
Yeah, your target was 12, so you didn't go under 2. It wasn't 1 or 2, so it's not a critical success, but you got 2 successes on those dice. You only needed 1, so go ahead and click the plus on the momentum, and you have 5 momentum now.
And then we roll for the ship too, right?
Oh yes, and there may be that's right. So yeah, sorry. Can anybody? Yeah, go ahead and roll for the ship.
I got it.
The ship did it, right?
Yeah, go ship, go.
So that's actually 1 more success. Yes. So that was a total of 3 successes, so 2 momentum. So you'll be up to 6.
So where is this momentum thing that I'm supposed to click?
On the main screen where the picture of the planet is.
Yeah. So near the right menu, there's a big blue. There's a blue area on the lower side that says momentum and threats.
So I just click that.
Yeah, click plus
to
twice.
Increase it by 1.
Yes, do it twice. Yeah, because the ship was successful as well. So go up to 6. Okay, good. All right. So 6 is the maximum momentum that you can have at any one time. You can never go above that. But when you generate momentum, if you use it right away, it doesn't get lost. All right. So a very successful scan, and so the scan reveals that, of course, the ring is not a natural feature. It is constructed of massive sheets of duranium that compose the outside of the ring. The inner surface features rows of photonic crystals that bombard the planet's surface with continuous low-level waves of gamma radiation. If you want to spend one of those momentum, you can actually get additional information. You can kind of do a slightly deeper scan and get a little bit of additional information about what's going on with the ring.
I am all in favor of doing that.
Okay, so
Sounds good.
yeah, tick 1 down. And so you do a bit more thorough pass with the success of the sensor scan, and it reveals that the interior of this ring contains numerous compartments and life signs. So there are actual life signs aboard the ring itself.
How about on the surface of the planet?
Oh, okay. Yeah, and of course that was a very successful. So the surface of the planet is comprised of there's several continents that are populated on the planet itself. So there are life signs. There are life signs on the planet, but from what you can see, they're restricted to kind of very specific areas. There seems to be a lot of empty, lifeless land between these kind of clusters of life signs that are the kind of dot the various continents. So you don't get a very dense, dense population of what would be, flora and fauna outside of these kind of clusters of life signs on the planet's surface.
So can we hail them?
Sure. And as a matter of fact, as you're beginning that process, they hail you. So they've detected your approach, so their sensors must be working. So if you want to scroll up a little bit.
Oh no, old school.
Oh, it's the old school one? Oh, sorry. I'll turn that up. Yeah, I got to take that out. Sorry. We got a little TOS
I think
going.
it's funny.
Yeah, I got to take that out. It's oh, there we go. We'll take that out. Let's go back to this guy. Okay. So old school is back. Okay, and so this is not. I can't put anything in the screen itself. I didn't mask anything to fit in the screen. So you're seeing this image on the screen. So first, the communication officer, just as you were thinking or considering hailing them, your communication officer says, "Captain, we're being hailed," and the captain, so Paiji says on screen, and this is what you see. So
Whoa!
An image of this woman appears on the screen, and she says, "Greetings. I am Regent Tresta Zamaline, Fosterian 2. I believe that you have responded to our distress call, and I seek your urgent help. Your urgent help with a serious outbreak, a serious infection that our planet is experiencing." And Captain Paiji, I'm Captain Paiji of the USS Magato. Starfleet, offers you their assistance. What do you need? What do you need done? What can we do for you? And so basically, she goes on to you will need. I can better explain if you come to the planet's surface. I will receive you in the palace on the main continent of Fosterian 2. I will give you the location.
What is it that I'm sensing from her during this conversation?
So she,
as a
yes, very good.
telepath.
Good. So yeah, her surface, her surface thoughts. She's very feels very afraid and desperate, and also very reluctant to be dealing with off-worlders. She's very nervous in her demeanor, and just from a visual, just what everyone can see visually, she appears to be a humanoid. So she looks humanoid, like Earth-like in physiology, but almost completely hairless. There's a small fringe of hair above her ears, but otherwise, the rest of her seems quite hairless. But other than that, that's nothing you detect visually. But she, her thoughts seem very reluctant. She seems to be being completely honest. There's nothing concealed. She's not concealing anything in her words. She's not. It doesn't have cruel intentions. She's just very afraid of dealing with outsiders, but it seems to be desperate.
I think I'll step up kind of behind our captain and just, ma'am, it seems that the the uranium ring surrounding your planet is bombarding it with gamma radiation. We know that to be harmful to most organic species. Is it safe for others to land and not be irradiated?
Yes, of course. We will provide you with anti-radiation inoculations upon your arrival that will prevent the any symptoms of radiation sickness. It's very common in our culture. I will explain more. I will explain more when you're at the palace itself. And fear not, the disease, the plague has not reached the continent that the palace is on. So you're safe, both from the illness and from the radiation. We can provide you with medication to prevent any bad side effects. Of course, we also have clothing and shielding headwear that we can provide you with to provide additional protection. So please, I will send you the location of the palace, and it is very urgent that I discuss with you our situation. So I'm expecting you at these coordinates, and then she fades off of the screen, and you receive a transmission of the location of her palace.
Which is on the planet, right? Not
Yes.
on the ring.
Right. It's on the planet's surface, on the continent that she says has not experienced any of the infection yet.
Well, I appreciate her offering medical assistance to us in terms of radiation protection, but I believe that we probably have more experience with the physiology of our own crew. Mayhap we should swing by sickbay beforehand to inoculate ourselves with iodine or whatever it is that we inject ourselves with high sprays beforehand.
Right. Yeah, you know exactly the type of radiation you're dealing with, so it would be very, very straightforward to produce your own inoculations before you left.
I'll nod to the captain as you do, and then gather up our impromptu crew, because obviously we need our helmsmen when we're teleporting down to a planet to deal with disease. So, Ensign McAndrews, you're with me.
What if we need to drive somewhere?
Lieutenant Stark. Seki, I can never say her name. Seki?
Dr. Seki.
Dr. Seki? We don't see you have any language problems, so I don't think we need that. I can't say anyone's name. And
Templeton?
Are we bringing? Is Ron coming with?
Yeah, we'll take Templeton
Yes.
with us. He might be able to explain some of their engineering that's down there with us.
Okay. All right.
And we'll head down
Take
and
a shuttle, sir.
And the captain is staying on the ship?
I mean, that's standard procedure at this era, right?
Yes.
Just clarifying.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Paiji will. Put together your away team, and please keep in contact and let me know exactly what the details of this situation are. So at this time, you want to stop by Med Bay. So does somebody want to roll? Seki can actually make a roll to create the inoculation. Okay, so if you want to
Reason and medicine, maybe?
Well, that sounds good. Yes. Yeah. Reason and medicine, just difficulty 1, and you'll be able to inoculate
Would
yourself.
this be emergency medicine or virology by any chance?
Oh, sure. You can use emergency medicine. Yeah, that would be. She's coming up with on the fly cure, and you also have the information. Oh no!
Oh no! Well, I mean, it's a mixed bag.
Yes. All right. So you were successful,
but it is 2 successes because.
Oh yes, below the focus. So you can bank that momentum, and as far as the complications, so.
Are we all sick from?
Yeah, I think that it may. Yeah, you may actually want to request some of the protective equipment. It seems that it will be effective, but it's not quite. She has a little bit of difficulty figuring out exactly, and especially with the a little bit of the variety of species that she's dealing with between the Betazoid and Andorian. She's doesn't have it quite right, but you are inoculated, basically against radiation. But we'll see if anything comes up later. So actually, let me just take that then. Let me just take that then as threat, because I'll need to spend that. So I'll take 2 threat for that complication.
Oh my god!
So I'm not going to give you a trait yet, but I'm just warning you that she doesn't look very confident as she's injecting your.
Well, she's Vulcan, right? She should be very blunt about it.
Yes, she is. Yeah, right. Exactly. That's what she says. Yeah, from Seki, she says, "I am not confident that this will give you complete protection, but it should alleviate any discomfort and allow you to negotiate with the regent. For the most part, I would advise, if you feel any ill symptoms, to beam back to the ship immediately."
And then, if we can, we'll go down in 2 teams. We'll show up first, and then we'll have scheduled after we initially greet the lady to beam down like an actual
sure
hazmat team.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. And
but standard Star Trek, so we just beam down naked into a disease-filled foreign land filled with radiation. We'll fix that on the back end.
And you would have any standard equipment available to you on the ship, so your EV suits or anything. So if you're feeling extra paranoid, you can go down completely sealed off, but that may affect.
She said she was going to give us stuff, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
All right. Yes, they will provide you with some radiation blocking.
That is something we didn't on our character sheets. Like I looked at, Templeton has phasers and unarmed strike and stuff. We don't have that on our sheets.
Right. Yeah. So you would have basically that exact same. So that's so a tricorder, the default phaser, and unarmed strike. All of you would have that. So yeah, I'm sorry, we didn't add those. We kind of ran out of time. So those are the default rules, and the stats for that. You can look on his sheet if you click on the so the phasers, the basic phaser gives you a charge capability, and it has a basic damage of 4, and then that's plus your security. So whatever your security score is adds to the base damage. And but when that comes up, we can
we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we can just roll that.
And
unless you plan to just start shooting as soon as you beam in.
Well, I mean, again, I'm assuming standardly, I probably don't even go down with a tricorder. I never really think of Riker going down with a tricorder.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but
he has one of those little dustbuster phasers on his hip, and he's good to go.
Right. Okay. Dustbuster. So somebody will have a tricorder. So if you want to make any scans,
Templeton should have one.
Yes. Yeah. Definitely. He's fascinated by the chance to examine this whatever this situation is and the details of this ring. All right, so are we ready to beam down? So team is assembled.
But I have a weapon, right?
Yes, you do. Yeah, you have a phaser, and you can actually, because you are security, you can upgrade that if you'd like to take a phaser rifle with you. You can take the
There hasn't been any indication that they're hostile.
Right.
They want our help, and our first officers believes that they were telling the truth, so I don't.
Yes. Okay.
I don't think a phaser rifle is necessary in this case. It would look too military, I think.
Yes, that's
maybe a few concussion grenades though, just to be sure.
Right.
One in my back pocket, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yes. Okay. So let's beam down. So yeah, you're given the coordinates, and you're able to beam down to the planet surface.
If you go to the little red book, it has the items, and you can drag them onto your character sheet.
Oh, there you go. Thank you, Matt. That's right. Yeah, you can put your equipment right in there, your personal equipment.
It's windy in this palace.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah. So you're hearing.
The book.
Yeah. So the palace and the city that it is located in are actually covered by a dome. So you had to the engineer that was operating the transporters informed you of that you're actually entering a dome structure, and the the weather and the sorry if that's too loud. I can turn it down a bit. The weather is quite. There's kind of dust storms and things outside of this dome, so you're hearing kind of this harsh roaring wind sound. But you enter a quite beautiful palace. It looks quite old and beautiful, and are greeted. Sorry, I got to turn everybody on. And so you're greeted by the regent, the woman from the display, and attending her. Oh, attending her is another woman with a kind of a much more stern appearance and a uniform of some kind. Yeah, she's wearing a. So she's standing. So there are, of course, guards in the palace that are attending the regent herself, and so she welcomes you. So welcome to Fosterian 2. I thank you so much for your urgent attention to our distress. So at this time, I need to explain more about our situation. So Fosterian 2, a few centuries ago, experienced a plague that ravaged and wiped out a considerable amount of our population. We had achieved warp technology, and we're using it to explore space outside of our world. And on one of the return trips, our party brought back with them an infection that became known later as the Outlander virus. The Outlander virus was responsible for devastating our population, and if it wasn't for the help of one of our talented scientists and one of our most capable companies, Modiphius, who discovered the technology of radiation that was able to subdue this viral attack. So immediately they went about creating these radiation stations that protected the population, and then through all of their own resources constructed what you saw around our planet that we call the ring. So the ring bombards the entire planet's surface and is able to protect the population from the effects of this virus. So basically, the death from this virus has been unknown for decades now, and thanks to Modiphius, and they also provide us with the radiation inoculations that prevent symptoms of this gamma radiation from affecting us greatly. So we are in their debt, of course, for their saving our population. And let me introduce you to the CEO. So Modiphius, the woman standing next to her, the regent, refers you to this woman. This is Modiphius' CEO, Valestra Thalason. She is my advisor on all of these matters, and I'm afraid that she's a bit frustrated with my choice to ask for outside help in this situation, but I felt that there was no other choice. Anything that you can do to help us deal with this latest outbreak of virus will be greatly appreciated. All right, and so you get a stern look from the woman in the Modiphius uniform, and the atmosphere of the regent herself is very is still very thankful, but also sounds very desperate to find some sort of solution.
I'll try to put on a reassuring smile, and it's our mission to help those in need, and although this is a tragic circumstance, Starfleet appreciates your willingness to reach out, and we hope that this can indeed start further relations. I'm interested in, or our scientists here are interested in, the gamma emitters and how they're protecting you, and our medical officer here would love to look over any information you have about the virus to see if she can perhaps come at it from a different angle and help.
Yes, thank you so much. Of course, we would like to. Currently, there are some subjects that are infected with this latest version of the virus that you will be able to examine. They are in the research laboratories on the ring itself. Very near here, there is a tether containing an elevator that can take you there if you wish to examine any of the currently afflicted victims as well. I'm sure that CEO Thlayson will be more than happy to show you what share with you what she knows. And the Thlayson looks at you. She hasn't said anything yet, and is just kind of looking disapprovingly at this negotiation, and looks like she's willing to like step in at any point to correct or to stop the what the regent is inviting you to do.
Is that the read? Is that the legitimate read I'm getting on her too?
Oh,
is that
yes.
She's just like wanting to butt in?
Yes. She doesn't. She seems very. She's being very protective, and from her thoughts, you feel that she is in no way going to deal with off-worlders. That the CEO is seeing this as a very unnecessary step, and maybe and so it seems from what you're reading from her that this message, this beacon that was set up, was not. She didn't have knowledge of this, and so your appearance here is a little bit complicated. So yes.
I'll say we have a crew of a small crew of virologist specialists ready to beam down and start going through data and observe anyone you currently have that has the virus. And I would love if Flasson here can give us a rundown and catch us up on what's happened over the last 50 years.
Yes. So she's just looking at you, and then she turns to the regent, and she says you can hear her, but she's trying to lower her voice a bit, and tells the regent, I told you it was not necessary to involve off-worlders in this situation, but if you insist, I will show them to our laboratory. And so she, the CEO, turns to you, and basically she says, it is against my better judgment that I involve off-worlders in any sort of rescue operation. And Mutacor is more than capable of handling this current outbreak, as we did centuries ago. If you're, it sounded like you were asking about the history of this plague, and I think, as the region explained, it was brought after we discovered space travel. It was brought back to the surface of this planet. My company, for generations, has been protecting this population, and our permanent solution was, as you see, the ring that creates the radiation that eliminates that weakens this virus so that it poses no threat. I can. Yes.
I was just going to say, we have a database of over 4 billion viruses of various cultures and worlds. It's possible that wherever you caught this from, we have its primordial strain in our database and may be able to supply you with additional information. You're in charge here. We're not here to step on anyone's toes. We only wish to assist and save as many lives as possible.
Very well. Sharing information would be most beneficial to us. I think that would be a fair exchange. I will take you to the laboratories that exist in the ring, and we have 3 infected subjects that are from different continents on the planet. So we're getting a sense of if there is any mutation or any variation in this virus and what exactly we're dealing with. I hope that you can help us, but please understand that I think that your methods may be a bit indelicate, and you may not have a proper understanding of our physiology, so you may do more harm than good. As you know, the history of this world has involved nothing but trouble from off-world. So, if you would follow me, I will take you to the to our facilities.
Very well. I hope we can change your opinion on off-world assistance. Lead the way.
Right. Yeah, so the CEO, the regent bows to you and again is very thankful. Thank you again for your assistance. I hope that you can make some progress with this infection. It is very peculiar that after so long of being safe for so long, an infection of this type has returned. All right.
Did Dr. Seki come with us, or is she the one running the team?
No, she... I believe,
she's with us, I think. Yeah.
You have Templeton and Seki, and you left the communications, the linguist, but everybody else is here. So there's 5 of you.
Maybe I could have an aside with the commander and the lieutenant.
Oh, okay.
I was just thinking we should sidebar.
Yes.
Yeah. Perhaps Lieutenant Templeton and I, or some of us, could survey the planet and try to get an idea on the ground of what's going on.
If they seem willing to allow you to do that, absolutely. I'll ask the regent. Circumvent the CEO.
Yes. Yes, she's kind of stepped away and is like waiting for you to follow, but the regent is still, she's still there. So yeah, you can ask her. Yeah, so we'll move her a little bit off to the side. You can ask the regent anything that you would like.
Regent Zemelin?
Yes.
Zemelin? Yes. I'm so bad with names.
Zemelin is right. Yes.
While our medical professionals go up to the lab in the ring, our engineers here would like to get a better idea of the infrastructure of your... that sounds bad, but of your capital here, and to get an idea of what's happening on the ground. Would you by chance be able to escort them around the city, or give them an escort that will allow them to move around and examine what's going on?
Certainly.
Maybe just a vehicle?
Oh, certainly, yes. I can provide you... we have light craft, a shuttle type craft that can take you anywhere you'd like to go on the planet. And I can also send with you a guide and a driver. I would advise being very careful. As you may have noticed on your arrival, all of our agriculture and cities are under these domes that are shielding us from the worst part of the radiation. Any of the area outside the domes, I'm afraid, is quite blighted by the radiation. Nothing grows, nothing lives there. So, but feel free to visit any of the domes throughout any of the continents. But I would advise you not to leave this one, as this is the only continent so far that hasn't experienced infection from this disease.
But the shuttle is sufficiently shielded that we could move from dome to dome.
Yes, correct. Yeah, the shuttle is shielded, and I will also, if you insist on exploring outside the domes, I can provide you with protective gear that would.
Oh yes, please.
That would allow you. So I'll make sure that is on the shuttle as well, and you can examine anything that you think will help assessing our situation.
Does the regent appear young?
Yes, she's quite young, and it looks like so from what you've seen on some of the other people inside the palace, they've started to incorporate some of the radiation shielding and things into the fashion and the wear. It's been a condition that's existed long enough that it's becoming like this cultural thing. So her headdress is actually just a large radiation shield that is decorated with very intricate gilt gold detailing, and it's become very much part of the culture. And it looks like genetically she has suffered from effects of this long-term radiation exposure. The CEO, so she and the CEO don't appear to be in the same condition physically.
Like
yes.
the person who
Yeah,
lives
like
on the
kind of
ring
hair.
is healthy and good to go.
Right. Yeah, she's looking pretty vital. She has all her hair, and appears to be not so pale and hairless as the regent herself.
I'm gonna just take one step forward and try to give her a kind smile and say, "Forgive me, Regent, but where I'm from, a regent is someone who governs on behalf of someone else. Is it the same here?"
Yes, I have acquired this position from my father, who passed away, and my family has been in stewardship of the planet for many generations. The Outlander virus took all of the original ruling family with them, and basically we've relied so heavily on the support of Immutacorp and their technologies that there has been not enough reason to put another ruler in place. Our stewardship has existed for decades now, and we of course consult with Immutacorp, and they have benefited us greatly. But yes, you are correct. I am not the blood ruler of this area, but my family is stewards.
Fascinating. I'm gonna shoot Commander Ute and Lieutenant Stark the arched eyebrow look. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Just give you a smile back. Lieutenant Stark, do you feel that your security presence is needed more on the planet or with me in the ring above?
I should be wherever the first officer is going, and I'm very suspicious of this whole situation.
It's okay, Commander. I got it. Me and Templeton will be fine.
This is a somewhat first contact situation, so please
Yes.
stay in line with whatever escort they give you, and remember we would hope for contact with them and communication beyond this point.
Absolutely.
Excellent. Okay, so we're splitting the party a little bit. We're gonna
Immediately split the party. That's the plan.
Party.
Excellent.
The key to success.
If I can get Stark in a separate area by himself too, we'll be perfect. The three of us, all separate.
Shit.
All right. So you can divide, and at any time you can communicate with the ship and request the medical staff to join you if you want to have this. It's a group of technicians basically.
I'll wait till we get on the ring and we actually get to the lab. Then I'll probably have them beam in and start poking things.
All right. Okay. So who's following the CEO then?
Me, Stark, and the Vulcan.
Seki.
What's Seki?
Okay.
I don't know why it's so hard for me to get her name. Seki.
All right. So I'll just group you guys on the list so I don't screw it up. All right.
Yeah, Stark at the bottom. Yeah, there we go. That's
there
us.
we go. And then and Chamberlain
Ring team
is yes. The shuttle team is McAndrews and Templeton.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Excellent.
Humans one way, everyone else another. Perfect.
What could go wrong?
Excellent. All right. So let's see. So where would so let's follow. So Templeton and McAndrews are led. Some of the security leads you to the shuttle. So there's just a shuttle bay off of the palace itself, and it seems to be the technology seems to be relatively advanced. You can't quite figure out what their control schemes are, but you have a pilot, so you don't need to worry about it. The strange thing is, though, that it is it's an Immunocorp branded shuttle, so you see that kind of spiral logo that was on the CEO's uniform. You see that on the side of the shuttle as well. So this shuttle provided to you by Immunocorp.
Oh, so they gave us a pilot. They're not gonna let me fly this thing. Is what you're saying?
No, yeah, if you can ask if you'd like to learn. Yeah, if you'd like to
Yeah.
spend
Well,
some
once
time.
we're up in the air, I'm gonna be like, "Do you mind if I fly a lot? Maybe I could take a stab at this."
Excellent. Yes, yeah, you can. And if you want, why don't you? So yeah, you're in the shuttle, and once you're airborne, well, where is your where are you headed? Like, where do you tell the pilot that you want it to go? Just kind of take an aerial view of what's going on.
I think we want to reconnoiter the capital and
Okay.
then move out to one of their agricultural zones.
Okay.
And then during that time, I have a couple things I want to do in the shuttle if we can get away with it.
Okay. All right. Okay. So you take off, and why don't you make a roll to kind of learn. And it will be it's a totally foreign. So let's make it difficulty 2, a totally foreign control scheme and everything. You'll have a little bit of explanation from the pilot, and he seems to have had orders to let you do, kind of give you free reign, because you're very.
What do you think that would be? Would that be like insight or reason?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, like daring is always like for new things. So probably either.
Okay, daring.
Yeah. So daring, and then just
And
your
con?
Yeah, daring and con. So not very hard for you, but you'll need at least 2 successes. Oh, sorry.
Can I use my? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry. Since we changed scenes, since you guys are kind of leaving to the next scene, we'll tick down the momentum by 1.
Oh, boo!
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, the next.
Can I use my improvisation or small craft focus?
Oh, small craft, definitely. Yeah. Your experience with all sorts of small craft would definitely kick in.
All right, let's do this.
I mentioned it's just like when your mouse is inverted and you're playing a game. It's like
Yeah.
it just messes you up, even though it shouldn't.
Oh yeah. 2.
Nice. Okay, you did it. Yeah. Yeah. So you're able to, with some explanation from the pilot, you're able to get a good sense of it, and before long, you've taken over the piloting of the shuttle itself. So you can head wherever you want. He'll help you with navigation. So just kind of name where you want to go and what you want to see, and he'll give you the destination.
Okay. So here's what the back door part of this I want to do is I want to get on my comm, beep, and contact whoever's running the helm right now.
Mm-hmm.
And
Ensign
it's like,
so-and-so.
hey, Charlie, hey, I'm piloting an alien craft, and then like send him our signature.
Okay.
Can you track? Are you tracking it? Is it got a good signature?
Oh, nice. Okay. Excellent. Yeah. So you want to send. So basically, they're going to be tracking your location
Yeah,
as you're
kind
moving
of
around. Okay.
say that without saying that.
Right. Yeah.
basically.
Exactly. Okay. Yeah. And Charlie. You've had plenty of interaction with him, so he gets exactly what you're putting down. He picks it
Okay.
up, and So you'll have the trait of I guess. What would be a good name for that?
Sensors.
Yeah. So I guess tracked or your location.
Like tagged or something.
Tagged. Yeah. There we go. Yeah. He's tagged you. So yeah, you've got the trait of tag. So that'll reduce any navigation problems, or if you need to beam out of there or anything, they'll know exactly where you are. So your location is known. That'll help reduce any situation that brings up needing to know where you are.
Can I get a sense of their tech level while flying it? Like, does it feel like they're on par with Federation or not far off?
It seems like it kind of stalled at a certain point. So it does seem kind of primitive. This does feel like a very, like, maybe the most antique shuttlecraft you've ever flown. It feels very similar. Yeah, very similar to that. So there hasn't been a lot of technological advance. It seems like. And everything that you're kind of observing with their infrastructure and everything, they had an older culture, and there was a kind of a renaissance, kind of a boom time where they went off world, and then that was just completely reversed. So there's been no technological innovation for quite some time, and so things basically stalled. If it's not going to be something that a Mutacorp gets behind, it doesn't advance much.
I assume it doesn't have armament.
Right. Yes. Yeah. Just transport. Yeah. No weapons that you can see.
Well, once I figure out where the sensors are, I'll let Lieutenant Templeton know in case he wants to start running scans and stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's very, very interested in everything you're seeing, and he's got his tricorder going. So yeah, if at any point you want to, yeah, if you want information about something, he's been running scans. Excellent.
Cool.
Okay, so let's cut to the so the CEO has grudgingly taken you to the tether, and the tether is a huge structure that is anchoring the ring, specifically at this continent, to the oh, wait a minute here, to the, let me create a scene, goddamn. Sorry, I don't have this. So yes, so she brings you to the tether. It's a large elevator that will take you to the area of the ring, but first let me actually have a map that you can go to. Sorry, I thought this was already here. Oh no. Okay, give me a second. Oh no.
Technical difficulties?
Yeah, I'm missing a map. Sorry. Where did that go? It was just a visual. It was just a visual thing, but it doesn't. It's not here. Sorry. Let me just look on a couple of files and find it. Sorry. So, if you guys need a break, if you want to get some drinks or take a hit the restroom, this would be a good time. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, just give me
We'll
a
wait
second.
for a couple minutes. Be right
Okay.
back.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, we got to take them out, right, Terry? We're gonna commandeer this ring, take over this government. Really Starfleet them good.
What is going on? What did I do here?
Is it a setting background you're looking for?
Yeah, I had a background just for the labs, and I like modified it with all kinds of stuff, but it's not in there. Yeah, I must have finished it, and then this is really, it really sucks if I. Oh, there it is. Okay. That was weird. Okay, so let's put this in here. And the background. Yeah, really weird. Okay. There we go. Okay, I think we're good. Sorry about that. That was weird. Oh, it doesn't have any sound effects either. Let me get the background a little more subdued here. All right. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, we just have a very corporate medical lab with a giant force field.
So does it seem like a night and day situation, like old
Yes.
world and new modern technology as soon as we...
Yes, yeah, you see, so the level of technology on the ring is very startling compared to what you were dealing with before, and you noticed, some of the kind of older things just with kind of newer, jerry-rigged or kind of patched, newer technology patched into it. So it seems like a mutacore in some situations is doing the bare minimum to make the planet's surface livable, but up here on the ring, it's things are looking nice.
And is there like a notable? It looks like from the outfits of it. Is there like a notable fashion change too? Right. It's like
Yes,
the people we saw down there were all wearing radiation shields,
Right.
trying to make them look like art, and up here everyone's wearing like Star Trek jumpsuits and
correct.
that type of stuff.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah, everyone's got jumpsuits with the Immunocore logo on them, and they all have hair, and they all seem not pale and very affected. So yeah, they're looking pretty good. All right, yeah, and there's a I can do a captain's log supplemental once everyone's back, and we can pick up from there.
Cool.
I'm back.
All right.
Is Terry here?
I'm here. I'm here.
Oh,
very
right.
good, very good. All right, so yeah, I just needed this for effect. There won't be any tokens or anything on this map as well, but this is so you've been brought up. I guess I can put the since we've got her, I can put this put her up. So the CEO brings you. Can you see her now, sliding around?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, so she brings you. So you take the elevator up the tether, and like I was explaining to Will, if you didn't hear, there's quite a change in the level of technology and cleanliness and everything. The ring itself is very modern and very maintained. So before we continue, let me do. So this is we're kind of moving into Act 2. So let me read a captain's log supplement. So you've communicated, during this course, you've relayed back to the captain everything that you've discovered, and so he's just collecting your thoughts. So, captain's log supplemental. We made contact with the Regent Tresta Zamaline, the planetary leader of Fosterian 2. She's asked us for help in finding a cure to a viral plague that threatens the planet's entire population. To do so, we'll need to work with the researchers at Immunocorp, a private company that constructed the artificial ring that bombards the planet with radiation. The ring was built centuries ago to eradicate the Outlander virus, but it appears the remedy is no longer effective. All right. So you're now inside the ring, and so the CEO Thlation, so it's Thlacen, Thlation is what I'm saying. Thlation leads you into a large laboratory filled with advanced scientific instruments and computers. There's an enormous window that takes up the entire wall of the lab, granting a sweeping view of the planet below. There's armed security guards with Immunocore logos that are watching all of the lab entrances, and a handful of technicians work at several computer consoles. You see a shimmering force field, and behind that force field there are 3 Fosterians clad in hospital gowns that are sitting on cots behind some sort of bio barrier. So the CEO leads you in and says, these are the subjects that I told you about. We will not be lowering the shield, but if you would like to conduct any tests or interact with them in any way, we have a holotechnology doctor, she says in quotes, that can operate within the quarantined area. It has no intelligence itself, but at the controls it will follow all of your commands. So she leads you, over to the controls.
Specialist Psyche, why not? I said her name wrong again. Why don't you go ahead and take a look at these patients, and I'd like to hear a report on what you discover in an hour or so.
Very good. Yeah, very good, sir. So, yeah, second.
And then maybe you and I can sit down and talk about our communication and what role would be acceptable for us to play in helping you with this endeavor.
Very well. That would be much appreciated. So I'm still, as you can probably tell, I'm still reluctant to share our work here with outsiders. But if we make some progress, or if you're able to assist us in advancing our immunology understanding and technology, it will be appreciated. What else can I tell you about our operations here?
This
Well,
is Stark, and I want to ask her,
Oh, sure.
why is everyone up here on the ring healthy and everyone on the planet look like they're dying from radiation poisoning?
Well, the Immunocorp, in very early days of the initial plague, the families and employees of Immunocorp were a priority for us. So unfortunately, there were casualties on the planet, and this the damage that was done to them genetically was irreversible. So once the corporation stationed itself on the ring, we continued to maintain our relative health, and unfortunately, planet side, they did not fare as well. But through our innovation and funding, we have provided them with everything they could need as far as we run the agriculture, water, and power for the entire world. So they've benefited greatly, even if they had to sacrifice something in health. And of course, our anti-radiation drugs are responsible for everyone having a comfortable and prosperous life on Fosterian too.
Well, if it seems that the virus has mutated to survive bombardment by gamma radiation, maybe you've reached a point where you no longer need to radiate the planet any longer.
That's a possibility. We'll continue to investigate that. Of course, that would be a great benefit for the planet. It would make people's lives easier. But at this time, I'm from the data that I've gotten from our scientists, I'm reluctant to say that's possible.
Well, we have lots of experience dealing with various radiation sicknesses of multiple species. Maybe our database on radiation triage could be as use to you to help supply the planet with healthier and better medicine.
Of course, any improvements would be beneficial. Of course, we need to be very careful in any of these moves because the population of Fosterian 2, as you may have witnessed, has been weakened greatly by generations of this disease and the radiation. So we need to be. This is a very delicate matter that we need to deal with.
I must say, I am impressed with your leniency with their governments. It seems that your corporation, with supplying all the food, medicine, and healthcare for this world, would want to take over leadership positions. It's nice to see your benevolency allowing the people to keep their own governments.
Yes, because of the old traditions of this world, we thought it was quite important that the old ways were allowed to flourish on the planet's surface.
How many active nations are there?
There are 8 continents, 8 active continents on the surface of the planet. We all share basically a shared rulership. The regent has authority over all of these continents. There's not a great diversity in the population of the surface. We're only a few billion in population, but yes, the regent herself has is the custodian of the entire world's government.
Have you thought of relocating healthy people off-world?
Yes, that's something that we have explored, but still, their reluctance and kind of fear of off-world has led us to abandon plans to set up any sort of space colony or anything. I think there's too much fear involved with the population after their experience with this virus. We just can't trust anything, not of Fosteria.
I must admit that my position here was to smooth over and help my team interact with the local government and people. It seems like that's going well. I find myself without a lot to do. Maybe this evening we can have dinner and talk more about our role, the Federation, with you in the future.
Yeah, it's a partnership, a mutually beneficial partnership may be something we can explore. Certainly, I can have a meal delivered to my offices, and we can discuss this later if that appears to if both of us are amenable to that. I don't see why not.
I would definitely be.
Oh, and so you're reading. You're reading. She's just kind of turned on her CEO. She doesn't have really any plans to follow through with anything. She's just trying to.
She's just trying to get me to quit talking to her. So
yeah. She's just agreeing to things and making you making things seem as positive as possible. But you can feel underneath that she's kind of a bit tensed and ready to react badly to if something goes against them.
Well, I'll let my crew continue their work. Should we be alerted? It seemed that you have armed security walking around on this ring. I can't imagine that is there a threat or problem that we should be worried about?
No, it's always been this way. Any subjects that we've brought from the planet's surface to the ring, we've had to watch carefully. We've had some violent reactions, and of course, there have been some discontent. Some we've had a few of, I guess, what we would call terroristic type attacks by frustrated people planet side. But that's ancient history. That's far in the past. But we haven't lowered our security measures since those times.
I understand. Thank you for your time. I know you're a busy woman. I'll allow you to get back to work.
Yes, very, very well. And I'll be in touch about that dinner. So she she seems to she heads off and leaves you to it with the technicians that are just in the lab themselves. And so she goes through one of the doors that's flanked by security. And
so we should check on Seki and find
Yes.
out what she is learning.
Right. Yeah.
Yes.
Does somebody want to roll for Seki the her medical scan? That could be a task. I think I've got her spec'd out. Okay.
You want to do that, Terry?
I can do that.
Let me make
Tell me what to
Sure. So
check
just
here.
just click on her name and then click. So this will be a difficulty 1 task of reason, and I think her best is medicine. Yeah, probably reason and medicine.
Okay, those are already check marked.
Okay.
So that's
Okay.
a total of 15.
Good. And when you so you can click perform task, and you can also choose virology, so you can choose a focus. So use a focus as well. And this is just a difficulty 1. Is it working?
I'm sorry.
With the button?
No, I was talking without pushing my button down.
Okay.
So using focus is check marked, and
Yes.
then do I have to select a focus or
No, it's just
doesn't
automatically, because it uses whatever the discipline is, as that value.
Okay, and then using determination
Oh,
value is
yeah.
blank.
No, you don't have to use anything like that right now.
Complication range
That
stays at 1.
Stays at 1. Yep, correct. Yeah, everything else stays the same. Oh, okay. Well, you got a success. All right, and
You can juice it up. You can juice it up.
yeah, you can spend momentum to roll another die, but that's all you needed. And if you'd like to, so she successfully obtained information about the virus from the subjects. And if you want to spend a momentum, she can give you an additional piece of information from her scans. If you're good with that.
So, what do you think?
I say spend it. Let's solve this thing.
Okay.
Right.
Yep.
Okay. So click down to 4. Okay.
Down
So
to 4?
yes. And so Seki reports to the two of you and says, I've examined 3 subjects that are being held in the containment field: an elderly man named Jalem, a middle-aged woman named Novelia, and a young boy named Zanadel. All of them are suffering from high fevers and are in excruciating pain. The small boy has lapsed in and out of consciousness during the examination times. They reportedly taken from different continents on the planet, and it appears that this strain of virus is the same throughout both of them. I detect no mutations between the 3 subjects. So the I would like to I'd like to send this medical data back to the ship so that they could further assess what's going on. Another interesting detail is I made a kind of hidden scan of one of the Immunocorp techs that was assisting me, and they seem to possess antibodies for this virus in their bloodstream and have no effects of either radiation or the virus itself. But I have detected antibodies in the techs that were helping me.
Dun, dun, dun.
It's inappropriate to scan people without their permission. Good job.
I'm sorry, but you spent the momentum point, so hey, whatever. But
so what does that? This is me talking to her. It's like, so what does that mean? They've been exposed to the virus and have overcome it,
or they have. There is a vaccine that has been developed that the employees have received. From my preliminary look at this, the virus itself and the structure, and comparing it to our known virology databases, this seems like quite a simple virus to defeat. It would not take much to prepare a vaccine that could be given to the entire planet.
Can you get our crew working on that back on the ship?
Certainly, I can send this data right away and give instructions, or I can beam back myself and head the development.
For health reasons, I know that we have buffers to take care of these things, but let's not bounce back and forth between the ship any more than we have to when there's a virus on the leak.
Of course.
It seems that the entire terrestrial population is affected with radiation poisoning on some level. Is this by chance affecting their immune system?
It very well could be. This radiation treatment that they devised centuries ago doesn't seem to be working anymore on the current version of this virus, and I think it's had both immunological and genetic effects on the planet's population. So I would compare this, if I had to compare what I've seen so far, this is most similar to the Ankyles fever from our database, which was, of course, a virulent disease capable of wiping out millions, but very, very treatable.
This is what I've been suspecting, and I think that these people on the ring have discovered a cure a long time ago, and they're living up here in their lush lifestyle and letting the people on the surface just live in their disease and radiation. I think it's a horrible thing that's going on here.
So what?
Well,
So what do you? So apart from creating a
Okay.
vaccine, what do you suggest we do?
I would appreciate it, yes, if you could get to work on creating a vaccine, giving it a test, or testing it in lab, and if we can talk with the captain, but I believe mass producing it and being prepared to release it to the general populace if needed. I will possibly have dinner with our CEO tonight, and maybe I can broach some of these subjects with her. I agree. It seems like there is a economic advantage that they're gaining from this situation. But these people have offered them health and life for generations. It may be hard to separate ImmuCorp from being a governing body at this point in the people's mind. Hopefully, our young ensign and lieutenant will get a better read on the population's opinion down planet side.
Yes. So yeah. So should we cut to the shuttle?
Sure.
Are you guys good? Okay. Yeah. So So Seki starts transmitting the information that she has, and we cut to the shuttle and Ensign Chamberlain. Or McAndrews? Sorry, and Ensign McAndrews. Where are we?
So quick question.
Yes.
The person that came with us, are they someone that in service to the region or an employee of the corporation?
They have Immuticore logos. Yeah, the pilot is. Basically, everything is very Immuticore branded, so you feel like this may be a corporate service that's being provided for you.
I think if it's all right, we'll pick up touchdown in one of their little agricultural domes.
Oh, sure. Okay. All right. Yeah. So you pass from the shielded dome of the city, and there's little entryways that small local traffic makes, and you don't see a lot of transport between the various domes. But when you arrive at the agricultural dome itself, you basically see what you would expect. Crops that are doing well, like crops and livestock, they are restricted to quite a small area, and the jumpsuits of all of the farmers and workers are all Immuticore branded. So it appears that this is there aren't any locals running any of the agriculture. It's all employees or all people associated with the company itself.
Where are all the locals?
Well, you did see in the city, the city itself outside the palace. You did see people, coming and going, and basically a pretty, basic lifestyle. There's just about every kind of business and thing that going on. It doesn't seem to be you didn't see anybody of great wealth or anything amongst the population, but there was a lot of working class and kind of blue collar people following through their daily routines, getting some lunch and returning to their jobs.
Okay. Yeah, well, I'm going to suggest to Lieutenant Templeton that we walk around. Maybe he can scan the soil and the agriculture, get some readings, collect some data.
Okay.
And I can press some flesh.
All right.
And so there's absolutely nobody here that's not dressed like an employee of the corporation.
Right, and it may be you do see some of the employees do seem to be kind of affected by radiation, and so maybe they were granted low level employment, but they're all corporate. Yeah, they're all corporate workers. Anybody that's within this agricultural dome is all working for the company. But there are definitely people that don't seem as the same kind of health condition that the CEO was in.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna try to get some information out of our escort.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Does he have a name?
Oh, yes, he hasn't presented. Yes, but he's he if you ask him, he introduces himself as a guy. So, so Metacore security 37. You can call me Guy.
Is he armed?
Yeah, he does have a phaser. Yeah, he does have a phase pistol.
Oh, okay. Hey, Guy, we're just gonna walk around and take some soil readings and stuff. And so, is it how are you saying it? Is it Mutacorp?
Mutacorp. Yeah. IMMUTI Corp. Yeah.
Oh, like immunization.
Yes, you're right.
Oh my God, he's on the nose Corp. Okay.
Yes. We do one thing well, Corp.
So, Guy, I couldn't help notice when we were, touring the town and then coming out here that is there no, you have corporations, right? Which is something that our society has kind of gotten beyond. But my understanding from my old Civ classes was that there was usually multiple corporations and some system of competition between them. Is there none of that going on here?
Well, in the very very long ago, of course, there was a lot of competition to save the planet from the Outlander virus, and Mutacorp ended up being the winner, and so I'm happy to be working for the winner. You've probably seen in the cities some people that were working for competing companies that now don't have their families for generations haven't had very good employment. So I feel very lucky that my family has been able to be employed with the most successful and most benevolent company in all of Fosterian.
Right.
Good old closed market capitalism.
And, when we dropped out of warp and we were heading to your planet, I noticed there was a sister planet. No colonies or research stations or anything going on there.
There were stories once we were able, once we were warp capable and had ships that could explore space. There are legends that people escaped the plague by visiting Fosterian 1, but it's a frozen wasteland from what we're told. So I don't think their existence was very long or very successful.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Lieutenant, there's one of those odd beasts of burden over there. You probably want to get some bioscans on that.
Yes, of course.
So,
yeah, Templeton heads over.
I'll give Guy a little elbow. So, what do you do in your off time? What's fun around here? When the Mutacorp's set aside and you're just Guy, what do you do?
Well, the Ring has a few areas of entertainment. There's some bars and places that we visit in the Ring. Of course, employees only, but yes, we have access to some fun recreations.
Employees only. So, if I'm a local, I'm just trying to understand your culture. You understand? If I'm a local and I don't work for a Mutacorp, who do I work for?
Well, there are several contractors that have been allowed by a Mutacorp to provide the various functions. We have newspapers and various things. There are small eateries, and you can contract through a Mutacorp to be provided with food to sell, or different raw materials to perhaps construct houses. But these are all contractors, and basically if you're not working directly for Immunocorp, life isn't easy, but it hasn't been easy for generations on this world.
I think Star Trek is anti-big corporate. Am I the only one picking up on this? This is Phil, and I'm starting to sense something here.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you.
All right.
Hey, what's the ceiling on that shuttle? Can we test it out on our way back?
Sure. I would advise it's not the strongest vehicles. We of course Immunocorp has some much better models, but this is what we provide the Regent with. Don't push her too hard, and yeah, you can see what she can do.
Okay. And when we were with the Regent, did she have her own guards or staff that we saw?
Yeah, you saw some guards that were dressed more similar to her, more ornamentally, and seemed to match. But there was also a supporting security force of Immunocorp around the Regent's palace, so it was kind of a blended force, and that may have also been because the CEO is often in attendance for her, and especially when she's talking to people from off-world. So you're not quite sure if that's a normal thing or if that was because of the CEO's presence.
When we landed, I noticed that there looked like there was a slight temperature spike in one of your engine coils. You might want to check that out before we take off.
Yeah, well, I definitely, yeah. I wouldn't want anything to happen if we get stranded outside of one of these domes. It's not going to go well for us.
All right, cool. Well, you let me know how that goes. I'm going to just walk around and get a lay of the land.
Okay. All right.
And then I'm going to try to find a employee who looks like they're suffering from the radiation exposure to talk to.
Okay. Yeah, you definitely find the it seems like the people that are dealing with the waste, the manure, they're shoveling manure from some of the stalls and stables. They seem to be who you'd want to ask.
Oh, what a fun job.
Yeah. Hello there.
Off-worlder.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't want to disturb you. I'm Ensign McAndrews from the United Federation of Planets. I was wondering if you had a moment to talk about what you do around here. We're just trying to learn about your culture and your world.
Has Immunocorp authorized this course communication?
Oh, yeah. A guy over there brought us in on the shuttle to talk to you folks.
Okay, very well. If you don't mind standing back a bit, you probably know it's experiencing a bit of an outbreak on the planet recently. I don't
absolutely
want to be too close.
Don't want to get in your space. It's okay.
Yes.
So, how do you like working for Immunocorp?
I have no choice. Immunocorp provides for my family, and I was one of the lucky ones that was able to gain employment. My family, of course, is not an Immunocorp family from the beginning, but it provides me a living wage, and we have access. My employment gives us access to the radiation meds for free as one of my benefits. So my family appreciates that very much. We haven't had great luck in growing our family. My wife and I have remained childless for since our marriage, but we're still hoping that someday.
Right. So, just out of curiosity, if you didn't have this job with Immunocorp, what would one do?
Well, previously, my family was in the sanitation business. We collected refuse and sold what we could scavenge to Immunocorp. But yes, this is a much more stable and protected job. We don't have we don't have a lot of options here. There is basically without protection of this company or without their partnership, we would there's not much of a way to make a living.
So pretty much you either work for a Mutacorp or you sell things to a Mutacorp.
Yes,
Does that sound right?
That's
Okay.
that's that's correct.
Interesting sort of closed environment you have here. How about, well, you have government, right? You have the regent.
Yes, yes.
There's no government jobs? No one can go work for the regent?
I'm sure there's some gardening and some things that the regent requires, but yes, the most of the decision making and most of the local governance is also assisted by Municorp. Their offices supervise a lot of the regulations that are decided by the regent. So they operate as both police and local bureaucrats in many cases.
Mm-hmm. Right. Well, I'm gonna go over there now. It's a pleasure talking with you.
Yes.
I don't want to interrupt your work anymore.
Very good. This is very unique to be able to talk to someone from off world. I hope our interaction doesn't get me killed.
Oh. No, come on now. I'm gonna start walking away and do the casual calm beep to hail Lieutenant Stark.
Ah, yes.
Hey, Lieutenant, just want to let you know that we've been talking to locals, and the Mutacorp, they're in everything. They run the police and the bureaucracy. So just be careful up there.
I like to think that we're in the middle of like a meeting right now with the CEO, and that's just blaring over us.
Yeah, like those. Yeah.
Perfect timing. Excellent. So you do. So yeah, you contact and update everyone to so yeah, Stark and now Ute are updated with what a bit of what you know. So the next thing that comes through. So first you hear so Guy has headed to the shuttle, and he was looking for the problems that you suggested the engine may have, and there was a communication, and he then goes to find you and says, "Sir, we're actually the shuttle's being contacted by the regent. She first tried to communicate with your ship, but thought it may be faster to talk to you. Could you please come to the shuttle and receive her call?"
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, and
So that is enough for me to do yet another casual calm beep and call back to Chuck and at the helm, and like, "Hey, I'm just doing a comm check. You still there?"
All clear. We're here. We're watching.
All right, thank you.
All right. And so if you return to the shuttle, the regent as asked you. I'm so sorry to ask you this, but because you are planet side and are outside the city, I think you'd be the best person to ask about this. It appears that word of the virus is starting to spark panic on multiple continents on our world, and the local resources are stretched a little thin. Specifically, there is a water treatment facility near the city of Peldranar that is has completely shut down. We've had employees abandon the facility, and now there are civilians that are seeking fresh water. So they are congregating around this facility. If I could ask you to please see if there's something you could do to either control this crowd or perhaps repair whatever happens to be wrong with this treatment plant. If the various continents experience a lack of food or water, that we could have quite a humanitarian crisis during this plague.
Resist urge to say, why don't you get a Mutacorp to do it? Okay. Absolutely, Regent. We are here to help. Let me just put together a plan of action with my commanders, and we'll be right on it.
Thank you. I appreciate your response to this. And I will send the location to the shuttle of the water facility.
Excellent. Lieutenant Templeton, it's time to go.
All right, Templeton follows you.
Then I'm going to hail the commander.
Okay. All right.
I wish I could make that beepy noise. Is there a way to do that?
All right. So the commander, you've been requested to assist in a civilian problem that Mutacorp doesn't seem to be addressing.
It was a water
treatment facility,
Okay.
and so the if there's anything,
I'm gonna okay. Commander, the Regent wants help with a malfunctioning water treatment center. It sounds like their citizens are on the verge of riot. I can take Templeton, but honestly, neither of us are engineers. How would you like me to proceed?
Templeton is an engineer, but yes.
I thought he was a science officer.
He's a Starfleet officer. What can't he do? But I thought he was an engineer over science, but maybe I'm wrong.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, he's got a foreign engineering. Never mind.
But
why did I call you? Goodbye.
Yeah. Because I'm your commanding officer? Wait a minute. I will meet you there. We have no authority here. We will not deal with rioters, but we will attempt to fix their water treatment plant. Let me get in contact with the ship, and I'll just have them site to site us there.
All right, we'll meet you there. We're gonna fly. And I'll forward the coordinates to the ship too.
Good. Yeah, and quickly, there you go.
Oh, I heard the sound.
That's me contacting the ship right now.
The medical officer, hearing that communication between the two of you, so Seki calls McAndrews directly and says, of course, if you're going to leave this continent, any place else may be infected by the virus. I would take precautions or remain away from any populated areas.
Saki, how far off are you from replicating a antiviral or immunization?
It will take some time. I'll need a series of rolls. Yeah. So if you want to, So this is like a time. It's not a time challenge, but it's a gated challenge. So things have to be done kind of progressively. So the data has been sent, and the medical staff is working on it as we speak. If we want to make some rolls, we can see how far they've gotten.
I would love to make some rolls.
Let's make some rolls. But you should probably be rolling, I guess, just using her stats. we can assume most of the medical officers, the medical crew involved has her ability or better. So if Will, if you want to roll for Seki, and the first thing you need to do to isolate the virus is a reason and medicine difficulty 2.
Okay. Can I spend a momentum to add a dice to that?
Yes, you can.
I will do that, and I'm assuming her virology
Yes,
specialty will apply.
That'll kick in as well. Yep.
All right. Let's go. Big dice roll.
Oh,
yeah,
big.
Oh, that's how you medicine right there.
Nice. Well, that'll get you past a lot of this. Well, very good. Okay, so the crew has been able to isolate the virus. So the current strain is contagious and fast acting, and potentially fatal for any mammalian humanoid species. But let's see. So.
Well, then I should be fine because aren't betazoids evolved from
right.
amphibians or something?
Yeah,
So
if you're not mammalian, you're good.
Yeah, I'm good to go.
So unlike the virus or the fever that it was most similar to, the Ankyles fever that required rare materials to produce a vaccine, this Outlander virus seems to be very conventional, and the antiviral components that we have here should work well. But the next thing I'm going to need the staff to do is a reason and science roll, difficulty of 2, to compare the genome of this viral strain to previous pandemics, to assure themselves that what they produce will be effective.
So did that generate 3 momentum? What
yes,
I just
it did.
did?
Yes, it did.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, you've got 3 more momentum, so you can keep feeding these rolls. So
so science plus reason.
Yes. Science plus reason, difficulty 2.
How much momentum should I spend, guys?
2.
I heard 7. No, okay. So that's 4 dice. Are we still doing virology focus?
Yep, that'll still work. Yeah, you're still in the virus world.
Ooh.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Can we? So what can I do to try to fix that situation?
So
is there re-rolls we can do or something like that?
Yes. So let me double check all of these. They're slightly different from what we played before. So the momentum spends.
Or can the ship roll? Or are they using ship systems to do this?
Oh, that's right. No, you should. That's right. Yeah, because this is still being done shipboard. Yeah, that's right. You should be able to do that. So let's take a look real quick. The ship would definitely be assisting you. So science, probably science and.
So someone want to roll for the ship?
Yeah. Somebody want to roll. I guess you can do maybe computers and science. We'll do it. So that may give you.
So who's rolling for the ship?
Yeah.
Go for it, Lieutenant. I'm
It's all you, Terry.
rolls.
Yeah.
Barrel roll.
So I pull the ship stats up, and then I'm sorry, you said
Yeah. So get this out of the way.
computers and science?
Yes. Yeah. Computers and science.
Or not medicine?
I'm sorry. No, medicine would. Medicine would be medicine. Let's do medicine. For the
It's just 1 dice, right?
Yeah. But you're just rolling 1, but that's your target.
Okay, so it's perform task, right? Not challenge.
Correct.
And there's no focus for this.
Yeah, no focus. Just that straight.
What does an advantage do in this game?
Reduces difficulty. Oh,
Ooh.
Nice.
Got a 4.
All right. Yeah, that definitely does it. Yeah, there's no focus, so it would have only been a 1. Yeah, so that's the success you needed. So using the computers on the ship, you were able to pass this next. The next key task was completed. So you've identified the genome. So it was isolated, and you're identifying it. And it appears that the current strain of the virus. You have one important answer that's revealed when comparing this genome to known viruses, but it also poses a new mystery. So it appears the current strain of the virus is developed through natural selection, a resistance to the radiation that suppressed older viral strains. So that explains why the virus has resurfaced after 200 years of dormancy. However, the genomic data obtained that was also shared with you in Immunocorp's archive conspicuously lacks several key genetic sequences that would play a key role in developing a treatment. So they deleted genetic material so that future generations, if they change their minds, would not be able to develop a cure because they didn't have the full genetic code. So yeah, there's missing code in the data that was given to you of the original virus by Immunocorp. All right.
Yay!
So we were given baloney data.
Yeah, it's just missing. It's missing key parts of the genes. So you'll still be able to produce a vaccine because you have you've decoded the current genome of the this mutation that has occurred, but you also uncovered the kind of treachery.
Omission.
Yeah, the treachery of Immunocore, that they made it impossible to find a cure. All right, and let's see.
So I'm hustling over there.
Oh yeah.
Real fast, but I'm also getting on the communicator with. I've decided his last name is Cortez, so Second Lieutenant Cortez.
Oh, okay.
And if he's still tracking us, I'd like him to beam on board 2 environmental suits.
Oh, okay.
If
To
he
the shuttle.
can.
Sure.
Uh-huh.
Yep, no problem. Yep, not a problem. So yeah, those he's got your location. So those appear just as you're setting down. So let me close some of this stuff, and we'll move everybody just so everybody can see what's going on. So not everybody's here. Let's see. So move you over to. So this is a map. The closest thing that we're going to be dealing with a kind of battle map or anything like that. So you are here with Ron and his big scary face.
Face, yeah.
And so there are just zones drawn out on this map. So the Guy advised,
it's like combat zones.
Yes, yeah. So these are, because distances are abstracted here, we don't need to count squares. So so Guy advises you just to land on the logo, kind of the landing area in the middle of this water treatment facility, and you see several tanks with the big Immunocore logos all over them. And actually, here we'll give you Guy. He'll be a square, but there's Guy. He's looking a little intimidating. And
Trust Guy.
Immediately, so Templeton, with the tricorder, makes scans, and he says that there are. You don't see anybody visually, but there are definitely life forms here at this plant. But you haven't seen anybody since you've landed.
We'll get geared up.
Okay.
With these in suits, and I don't want to appear hostile, so I gave myself a phaser too. I don't know if that's okay.
Yeah. No, you would have as your.
Okay, so I have it, but I'm not. I don't have it out or anything. But we'll exit the shuttle and try to find someone in charge, I guess.
Okay. So
Can me and Stark just teleport there?
Sure. Yeah. If you'd like to join, if you want to, you can easily leave the ring. Teleport from the ring to the. So do you want to join them?
Yes.
Okay.
Did you get
I think so.
sued?
I'm not getting suits. No.
No. Okay. All right.
Is Stark? Do you want to get back to the ship and suit up?
I'm an Andorian. I can handle it.
All right.
Yeah, that's right.
These are.
I'm not a mammal, so it's not. I'm not worried.
So you're telling? Oh, that's the wrong guy.
Yeah, I know.
So
It keeps up front. Yep.
So you're telling me the ensign is the only one like trying to follow some protocol here?
Yeah. Is there a way we can make you look suited? What's the? Oh yeah, we can tint you.
I've watched a lot of Star Trek, man. I don't think they have any protocol for disease or contamination.
You when when it matters for the plot.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But half the time, even when it matters for the plot, they don't. They're like, the buffers will take care of that. We're fine.
Yeah. Once you give it a
picture, it wants to keep it.
It doesn't want to let go. Yeah. I wonder. There's
Who are these big-headed freaks?
There we go. Okay. So
No,
guys.
now there's two
Andorians. Wait a minute. How can this be happening? Oh yeah. Sorry. Betazoid.
Transporter accident.
Oh no. Our two
Yeah,
characters have merged. All right.
Oh, the virus has some type of, I don't know what the term would be, but yeah, we merge into one beam. That happens all the time.
Nice. Oh,
Does it look like there's a control center or an office or anything?
Yeah, the plant itself seems almost abandoned. It's in such like horrible disrepair. But yeah, you see there is one suited. Both of you guys have this. The blue tint is your suits.
Yeah.
And you do see one lowly. So once you look around and are investigating outside the ship, you see one lonely tech in a kind of frantically dealing with one of the controls to these to the pumps for this tank. So the whole complex is silent, and there are enormous pumps that are used to purify the irradiated water, and everything stands motionless. You can see, you can see that there is only a single employee that seems to be the last holdover from everyone that just abandoned this place.
Does it look like he's trying to fix it, or does it look like he's trying to sabotage it?
Oh no, he does look like he's trying to fix it. Yeah, he's not doing anything violent to it. He's very very delicately like taking off, cowling and working at some of the hydraulics of the systems in there to try to get it back online.
We'll do a calm shout out to him. Hello there.
Yes. So the guys without the suits. So no suits. No suits, guys. Yeah. So you shouldn't be here. You shouldn't be here. This area is contaminated. It's there's infected everywhere. They need water. We have to restore they've been drinking irradiated water. We've got to restore the functionality of this plant. I need some assistance, but you shouldn't be here without protection.
It's all right.
Yeah.
We're from the United
We'll
Federation
be okay.
of Planets.
Yeah,
We're here to
we're from the
help.
Federation of Planets. Yeah, we have. We're working on a cure to the disease and the radiation. Templeton here is one of our best engineers. I'm sure he can help you out with whatever you need. What can we do to help?
So see what you can do to get to get any of these pumps back online. These tanks are full of irradiated water that we need to purify, so that the locals have something to help them through this these infections. So at any of these controls, any points. So any of the controls like this should give you access to the entire system. It's a very straightforward system, but it's in such horrible disrepair that once it was abandoned, the purification process completely stopped.
So under my talents, I have a bold engineering. Does that help me at all with this situation?
Sure. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so if you so it's going to be
get out of your way here.
It'll be a
Whoa! Go ahead.
So the process itself is going to be a reason and science task of difficulty 2 to try to restore some of the functionality of these pumps. And yeah.
All right, so I
Okay,
would like
so
to. Oh, go ahead.
no, am I doing that then
Oh,
with
sure.
my my bold engineering, whatever that means?
Yes, sure. Yeah, that'll give you. Yeah, because that will give you. Let me see. What is that mechanically? That gives you.
It gives you.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
it just a focus?
You can buy. Yeah, with you can buy an
Oh,
additional. You can. Oh, you can add threat by adding threat. You can buy additional d20s, and then you may re-roll a single d20.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Can I through
Oh, you can assist.
through
Yeah.
can I, well yeah, but I don't have a lot of good tech
Oh,
skills, so I'm
mhm.
hoping through command to like organize the other guy that's here and Templeton to like I'll give him the bonus hopefully of my command dice by having the other two people follow my lead and me telling them to do what he says.
Oh, sure.
Does that
Yeah.
can I do that?
Sure. No, definitely. Yeah, you can organize and instruct. But as this is going on,
I knew it.
click, click, click. There is
Oh no, he's spinning threat. Ah!
emerging from among the tanks. So any of these areas that kind of don't have the green lines around them are pretty much cover. So people are they're out of line of sight. You can't see them. You could hear them and detect them with scans, but they are not. They weren't visible until now. So people now have maybe
I was literally going to do a perimeter scan. God dang it.
they have maybe heard the shuttle land, and now that you're organizing to mess with the tanks, there are very desperate people that look in very serious health conditions, but are screaming for water. So we haven't had fresh water for days. This water is poison. It's killing us. And you have people emerging.
Guy, get your water. Get the water out of the shuttle. Whatever you got.
Oh.
Can somebody
And
use
I'll-
a tricorder to test the water here and see if
Mhm.
what we're trying to fix is even worth it?
Oh, sure. Yeah. You definitely can. If you want to just do it like a straightforward scan. So that's probably.
I'll walk out into the middle with my hands up and try to address the riotous mob.
Okay. Yeah. Insight and science is a very standard tricorder scan. If somebody wants to run that, you can roll for Ron Templeton if you want to have the engineer run it. But yeah, and it's just a difficulty one. Okay, so you're running interference.
Is
Yeah,
it better for Ron Templeton to do it or me?
He probably has.
Dark.
Yeah, he might have higher stats.
He has.
So
Yeah, reason engineering, is that what you said? Or insight?
Science. Insight and I'm sorry, what did I say? I said is it one more time.
Yeah, but would hazard awareness work on that one?
Oh, sure. Yeah. If you've got hazard awareness would be good.
I think
Ron does,
Yeah,
right?
I do.
Harry has that.
Stark has. Yeah, my
Okay.
character does.
Yeah, so the tricorder is insight and science, which is the default role. But you can kind of argue if you're looking for something different, or if you're kind of doing it in a desperate way, or trying to look at something you're not familiar with. Daring would work as well. Daring and science.
Well, I'm just trying to determine if the water is actually any good, right?
Mhm, right. Yeah.
Because the facility seems to be not working.
Yes.
So is the facility supposed to be purifying the water?
Yes, it is.
Or okay,
Yeah. This facility is meant to be
well,
taking irradiated
So I
water
guess
and filtering it.
the question is, if we repair it, is that going to fix the problem? Right?
Right. Yeah, it appears to, and it seems like the employee seems to think so too. That's what he's desperately trying to do. He thinks if you could just get systems back online, that polluted water won't be being sent to the different settlements.
Okay, so am I rolling to try to repair the problem,
No, just
or
to
am I rolling to see if it's
to see if it's actually irradiated. Yeah. It's just a tricorder scan.
okay? So that's the insight and the science,
Correct.
and then I'm just going to roll. And
With your
do I
focus.
use focus because I have hazard awareness?
Yes, that would work. And Templeton
it's
had radiation.
One dice or two?
2. Yeah, you're rolling just a regular task. So yeah, you roll 2 d20s. Oh, did one of those?
Well,
did you get one?
that doesn't look good. 12 and 19.
Oh no, yeah. So if you want to, you can spend a momentum to re-roll or to add a die. I think you can. In this, you can add a die after the fact.
Reroll.
What do you guys think I should do?
I say reroll.
Go for that reroll, man.
So I spend a momentum and
Yes.
then
Yep.
You
And
just
then,
do it again, same thing.
You just hit the reroll results yellow button if you're on the first tab.
Yep, you can re-roll one or all of the dice for the momentum. Yeah, in that chat, they give you a re-roll button under 0 successes.
Ugh.
Oh, no. Oh, so only one re-roll per task. But
Okay.
but somebody else can attempt it.
Somebody else
yeah.
try.
All right, but in the time that's taken,
I'm gonna
people are
try to get
moving.
the crowd to stand down.
Oh, okay, yeah. So
Oh,
they've
good.
moved adjacent, so they've all moved towards you. So they're in adjacent zones. They're not in the same zone yet, but they're working on it.
I'll physically approach them so that we're all.
Did
You know.
Guy go to get water?
Oh yes,
We
yes. You instructed him to get water. Yeah. There wasn't much aboard the shuttle. But yeah, he brought out a small, maybe just like a couple of liters in a survival kit.
So yeah, I'll try to. I'll get them. They'll be cool. Don't worry. I got this.
All right.
So yeah, I'll walk out to the crowd basically, be like, "Fostarian people."
Should we set phasers to stun and start shooting them?
Don't pull your phasers out.
I think
Don't even draw them.
Without unholstering it, I've set mine to stun to be
Yeah.
ready.
We are from the United Federations of Planet. Your government contacted us, and we're here to cure the disease and fix this facility.
Oh, he said we're curing the disease.
Oh, a cure. The off-worlders have a cure. You're what caused this disease. You're why we are sick.
Gonna have to stun Guy.
No, this disease that affects you now is not from my people or any of us. But we do have a cure. We're developing it in mass production right now on our ship. And I point up at the sky.
Oh, okay. And some of the Fostarians are looking up. They're very alarmed to see you. To see some of you in suits, and some of you not, and all of you from off-world.
You can see that I myself am not worried about this disease because I know that we will have the cure produced shortly. That's why I did not even need to wear a suit to come here. Come, I'll reach out and try to touch someone to reassure them that we're not.
Okay, well, yeah. If you're
That's
gonna,
when Stark pulls him away, right?
yeah. If you're gonna comfort someone, then yeah, you're gonna need to make a roll. So,
What I'm trying to do here is, I have a thing called diffuse the tension.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Whenever you attempt a task to persuade someone not to resort to violence, you get a bonus D20.
Oh, excellent. Okay. Yeah, you can definitely do that. But if you've touched someone to comfort them, you need to roll a d6.
Oh, to see if I get sick. Okay.
Yes, yeah, right.
So is that just a challenge, one dice?
Yeah, just one challenge die, and if you get an effect.
Yeah, that's a damage. That's not an effect.
Okay, good.
I'm
Okay,
fine.
yeah, no effects. Yeah, you're totally fine. Totally fine. Okay, yeah. Now you can make that roll to kind of tame the crowd, to kind of subdue.
Would that be like command and presence?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. That would work perfectly. Yeah,
Alright, I
and
get
they're still a little bit disturbed, and let's make it difficulty 2 because you are an off-worlder, so they have a bit of trouble trusting you. So you have to be very convincing.
Okay, I'll spend 1 point of momentum, so I'm at 4 dice.
Okay.
Let's see. Would this count as diplomacy
Oh yeah, yeah.
or my focus
Yeah, you can use your focus. Yeah, diplomacy works.
or composure? I don't know. Maybe.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, I think
yeah.
composure. Yeah, yeah. You're trying to calm down everyone. So both of those seem applicable. So use the focus.
Oh,
Oh,
Well, I mean that's 4 successes. All right.
Wow.
nice, nice. Yeah, no complications. Yeah, and you get 2 momentum. So yeah, you're up to 4.
Can I spend one of those momentums or try to get these people on board with helping turn levers and fixing things for more manpower or potentially a bonus in the future?
Sure. Yeah, you can spend. They're. Yeah, you can definitely turn them into manpower if you want. Yeah, 1 momentum will probably give you like a point of momentum will give you 1 person that kind of agrees. Some of them are
Okay.
in pretty rough shape, so there's not a lot of.
Let's get these pumps working.
All right, so you'll have 1 assistant, one assistant that can roll to aid somebody if they're going to make a fixing roll.
How many?
Now what do we need to do to get these pumps working?
So you haven't. You did the radiation checking for irradiated water wasn't successful. So you're still not sure if the water is bad, but the tech is pretty sure that things need to be fixed. So what needs to be done is so the tech explains we need to what we need to access is the membranes in these pumps. So and that's what he was kind of going after by pulling them apart. So a reason or control plus engineering task difficulty 2 will allow you to replace a single membrane and get one of the pumps back and running. And so basically if you do that 3 times, you'll have the whole facility back up and running at normal capacity.
Okay, so then who should be? So you said reason plus engineering?
Yeah, reason and engineering, or control and engineering, because it's also kind of a manual thing. So
I mean, Templeton is 15. Is anyone better than that?
No.
All right, somebody's got to roll for Templeton.
Hey, are these tokens like 1 for 1? Is it literally just 5 people?
Yeah, so far, yeah. There could be more,
So
but initially there's just 5 people kind of milling around, and one of them has agreed to, but proximity to them, if you're in the same zone as any, because they all appear to be infected. They all have some, covered in sweat and shaking and very miserable, obvious symptoms. Being in the same zone as any of them without a suit means you'll have to do the D6 roll.
I'm gonna get on with the ship and see if they can beam down like 5 20-gallon tanks of water.
Oh, sure. Okay.
And then, being that I'm wearing a suit, I
Yes.
will hand them to the citizens.
Okay. Excellent. Okay. Yeah, you can do that, and you'll eliminate them as they won't be approaching anymore. As soon as you hand off water, they'll haul it away to
Cool.
bring to their families. All right. Yeah. So
20 gallons is going to be kind of heavy, though.
yeah, they're gonna
Yeah.
dragging it along.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
the
like
people running like a severe fever and dying from the plague. Here,
it's
drag
the-
this 200-pound thing.
It's no, it's not. It's the jerry can size. It's not that bad.
All right. Yeah. So yeah, you don't even have to roll for that because that would be available to you just from having contact with the ship. So yeah, so as you distribute the water, then
That one guy's got to stay though. He said he'd stay.
Yeah, the one guy that stayed to help is he's keeping his water at his feet and waiting to
Got a
see
straw in there and he's working.
see what he can do. All right.
We should put the antivirus in the water,
Yeah.
Oh,
and then
yeah.
pour some of our anti-radiation stuff in there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Yeah, if you want to cut back to the ship, if they actually finish the final the final key task, they can start beaming you down a
Oh God, I hope they have.
vaccine. Yes, yes, but and because it is because it is the final step in a in a gated challenge, you can even succeed at consequence. So you can succeed with complication if you really need to get this, if you really want to get this done. All right, so
So do we want to go back to Saki and let her make that roll?
yes, yeah. So you can cut back to the medical team.
Sounds like you're saying sucky.
Yeah.
Hey, Dr. Sucky.
All right.
Every time I say it, it's wrong. I don't know what to say anymore. It isn't. I can't remember it somehow. I don't know why.
All right. So, yeah. So the last thing that you have to do is so you have information. So you need a reason and medicine task, difficulty 3. And this will this will mean you'll discover an antigen capable of provoking immune response in all humanoids to fight off the disease. But you can have there's a medical team there, so you can also get a support role.
Cool. I'll roll for her, I guess.
And the ship as well. And the ship as well, if you want to. You can either use the ship or a medical staff.
Reason plus medicine for her.
Yes.
And I'll
difficulty.
Spend 1 momentum to help her out.
Okay.
And I'm assuming the virology still helps.
Yes, definitely.
And someone's going to roll for the ship, and someone's going to roll for the medical crew.
Yeah. Who wants to do that?
What's the medical crew roll?
They can just roll. Basically, well, just roll a. Let's see. We don't have a default staff. Let me check what her stats are. If they just roll. Yeah, reason and medicine. Yeah, just roll her same stats. So 15. Yeah, but without the focus.
1 die or 2?
One die. And yeah, you want 1 die under 15.
That's how you do it, right there.
Nice. Yeah. All right, so you got 1 success. Already.
She'll roll.
Oh.
Oh, that's 5 successes. We don't even need the ship, but let's do it.
All right.
Let's bury the needle. You want to roll for the ship, Terry?
Yeah, I could do that.
Yeah, so the ship's...
What are we using here?
Computers and medicine again. And just one die. For a task. Oh!
Ooh.
The ship is
Yikes.
experiencing some radiation interference. But yeah, you've got 5, so yeah, add 2 momentum. You just needed 3.
I'll add that in.
All right.
Yeah.
So the team has successfully. So you can immediately administer it by hypospray to infected Fosterians, and
I really like the lieutenant's idea. Is there any way we can spend momentum to formulate it so that it works through water?
Sure. Yeah. Give me 2 momentum, and you can tell the crew. You can tell the medical staff that you need this to be something they can introduce into the water supply. Yeah, that works. Yeah. So give me 2 momentum.
Cool.
And
right.
You solved
I spent it. I love it.
All right. And
we'll just be in there. We won't even tell him. Problem solved.
So how much has Guy overheard about this? He may call back to the home office.
See, that's I don't know the timing of this because while they're working on that repair, I did want to kind of get the commander aside and talk to him privately.
Oh, okay. Well, go ahead and do that. So we're at the point where they've successfully synthesized it, and you've recommended they make it so that it will function in the water supply. So that they're working on that. So yep, you can pick it up from there.
Good old Andorian logic. Love it.
Commander, could you come over here and look at this sprockety thing?
Yes. What is it, Ensign?
So I have a question on Starfleet protocol. It's pretty clear that this corporation is manipulating the government controls almost everything and is maintaining an underclass to maintain their power. So the regent's essentially a prisoner slash puppet. What can we do?
Well, it's not our right or responsibility to interfere with the cultures of planets that aren't within the Federation or that haven't agreed to want to work with us in that way.
But they have previously achieved warp technology. Doesn't that open it up a little bit?
Well, it's why we could even be here. Now, I want you to listen to me very carefully. We were asked by a government official here for aid.
Mm-hmm.
We need to help that government official administrate that aid.
Mm-hmm.
We're not here to work with the corporations and companies
Agreed.
that work along with that exist on this planet. We're here to help its recognized government.
Excellent. What if the corporation tries to interfere with our attempts to assist the government?
That sounds like an internal hostile organization rising up and fighting the government that is rightly and justly in charge. I believe that we would not want to bring forces, but we would have to defend any supplies or resources that we produced and gave to them, and make sure that the government correctly distributed them.
Right. Okay. Thank you, Commander.
Of course.
All right, are we getting these pumps back in running and introducing a cure?
Introducing a cure.
So what you're saying is we put the 2 Rons on the engineering job.
Nice. And what do you want to do about Guy? So he's just tending to the shuttle, but if he gets any clue of what you're doing, he may report that back. Just so you know, he's kind of keeping an eye out.
Well, we're curing people, so what could he report back?
Yeah.
Oh, they're distributing a cure.
Right. Yeah. Well. Yeah. It could.
I could take Guy for a perimeter sweep.
I could stun him.
Don't.
We got options. We've got options.
Hey! The lieutenant said stun him.
Yeah. No one is pulling out a phaser. I hope all phasers are set to stun. First of all.
Understood.
Second of all, they're not leaving a holster unless you're in direct physical harm at the time. And once we get the water pumps going, I don't know how long it's going to take, but whenever we get the water pumps going and the cure in those, even though I feel like we're overstepping ourselves doing that, but get the cure in there, and I will ask them to, send me a hypo spray so I can directly inject myself and make sure that I'm
okay. Yeah.
fine right now, and toss it over to Ron, and then I will ask again, because it's a Star Trek, for a site-to-site again to the Capitol building, and for them to contact the Regent so I can talk to her directly, hopefully.
Okay. All right. So let's do a couple of rolls to fix some pumps.
I had a follow-up question, Commander. Over here by the sprocket again.
Yes.
The second part of the problem is them emitting this radiation. Is that in our purview to stop that?
Well, I believe that if this cure is successful, there'll be no longer any need for the radiation.
Mm-hmm.
And
okay, so you're assuming that they're gonna just follow the logic of that.
Well, I'll inform them of what we understand of the disease and help the region with any infrastructure needed, or for the Federation will help her. Obviously, I won't directly. With any infrastructure needed to potentially establish new protocols within their government.
Right. Okay. Sorry. This darn sprocket. I'm gonna go over to Guy and see if he would like to go on a little perimeter reconnoitering with me.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna yes, okay. So let's do a couple of rolls and see if you guys get stuff back online. So it's a just a reason and science difficulty 2. Oh no, wait, that was the assessment. Sorry, reason and engineering, or control and engineering difficulty 2 to replace the membrane and subroutine to get it operating again. So yeah, just doing that twice. The employee, the staff can already have kind of a built-in success. He's been working on that one for a long time, so he's probably gotten it by now. So if you guys want to go for the second and third pumps, the plant will be back up and running.
Are we all rolling to do that then?
Yeah. Why don't you can pair off? So Ron can assist. Ron, and let's see. And who else wants to? Will.
Oh, is it 2 different locations?
Yeah, it'll be kind of 2 different locations. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And you do have the assistance of the. If someone has a suit, they can have the assistance of the infected as well. So yeah, we'll just make two different roles with 2 successes.
So it looks like NPC Ron can take the infected guy, and then if you're trying to
oh sure, yeah, that works.
Is it reason you said, or
reason
control?
or control? Yeah, reason or control and engineering.
I have a 3 engineering if
Oh,
I can help somebody.
I mean, my engineering's a 1, so.
Okay,
I-
so I'll help the lieutenant then.
okay. All right.
How's it going, guy?
Yeah, so somebody, the main like the active player can roll the reason and control or engineering, and then the other person can roll the same, but just 1 die because they're just assisting.
Get him, Terry. Get him, Ron.
So it's reason and engineering,
Yes.
and then
And you need 2, and if anything would apply to strange technology, emergency repair, any sort of.
Okay.
I have a talent that says bold engineering.
Oh, that's right.
But
Yes.
I'm not sure if that applies.
Reroll.
Yeah, you can re-roll a d20 from your roll. Yeah, that would work.
And I'm rolling 1 dice or 2.
If you're going to be the main, if you think you have the higher, are you assisting, or are you is there somebody that you're working with? You can roll everything actually, because you got the re-roll, so that's pretty powerful. So go ahead and roll
Mine's
2.
an 11, so I think you're better than me.
Okay. Yeah, so roll the 2. Oh no!
Ooh.
These
Oh,
guys
no.
hate you.
Maybe I shouldn't be allowed. Oh no!
Can he re-roll the complication?
Oh, interesting. Yeah, let me. Yeah, I wonder. I think what's a complication is I don't think you can re-roll a complication. I think that's kind of out of play once it's rolled. Let me just double check.
So my bold engineering doesn't let me re-roll that one.
I don't think so. Let me just to be sure, because I think once a complication. Let me see what the actual wording is specifically.
But you could still, in theory, succeed.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But like more riders show up or something. We'll see what happens. Hopefully, it's just more threat, and we'll deal with that at a later point. Ooh, always prepared, always vigilant.
I clicked on that by accident. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. You're always vigilant.
I was trying to see what that was and clicked the wrong thing.
Oh, yeah, complications happen immediately, so you can't prevent them. You can re-roll the dice, though, but the complication still stands. Yeah. Yeah, you could re-roll that die, but a complication, it happens immediately as soon as it's generated. So it doesn't go away. That result is...
But either way, he gets a free reroll.
yes,
right?
correct, yes. Yeah, so you can either die, you can re-roll. Just don't re-roll another complication.
So how do you reroll one die? You just have to use the die icon?
I just click on re-roll the results then?
Yeah, let's see what it does.
Yeah,
Does it
click-
reroll both then, or does it?
Or do I just go and manually kick it off again?
Yeah, just do manually one d20 on that menu on the left. That's probably the easiest. Yeah, just click on d20 and roll one. It won't do the successes, but we can
Where?
on the left hand side.
Little gray box on the far left.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
It looks like a
yeah, and then just it
kind of looks like a die.
yeah, and it pops out, and then just click on d20. That'll roll a single d20 again.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, you definitely got that. Yeah, because your target was, definitely higher than 8. Okay, so so you have that.
And then I was going to assist him.
Oh, okay, roll your assist. Oh, that's right, because
So-
it's difficulty 2. That's right.
Am I allowed to use talents in an assist?
I think so. I think everything applies. Yeah, because if you're not a supporting character, you'll have talents. Yeah. What does something?
Because I have cautious engineering.
Uh huh.
Which if I use a momentum to add a die, I get to 1 free reroll.
Oh.
So can I use 1 momentum to roll 2 dice and then re-roll 1 if I need to?
Let's see. This is 2d20.
I feel like that's not normally how these games work, but
yeah, I don't think
if you want to let it happen, that's
yeah.
cool.
I don't think you can. I don't think you can ever roll more than 1 die for assist. Yeah, but yeah. So you could spend the momentum, but you're still only rolling 1 die if you want that reroll. Like you can spend the momentum for a reroll.
Oh,
yeah. You're not.
So buy the reroll.
Yeah, you're just buying the reroll. Yeah.
All right, I'll do
You
that.
could do that. Yeah, but I don't think you can roll more than 1 die for a assist.
So my number is, what did I say? 11. Yeah.
Yeah,
Success.
all right, there we go.
Yeah.
Okay, but we do have a complication. So the okay. Well, this will save me threat. So yeah, so the complication is you're able to restore it, but Guy has caught on to the plan here, and he has
Done.
he has radioed back to corporate headquarters that they're putting something in the water supply. I think you need to. You need to know about this. So yes, so that's happened. Okay, and so we do have one more. Well, let's just, because we're almost at midnight. So you are successful in bringing the plant back up. You've got so much assistance and so many people here, but immediately on your comms you hear the captain. So Captain Paiji says, you need to return to the ship immediately. The situation has changed considerably. We need to deal with this, and the 5 of you, or no, I guess Seki isn't here. The 4 of you are.
She's still on the ring. Oh god.
Everyone is beamed aboard. Yeah, everyone is beamed aboard the Mugatu, and you return to the bridge. So after being back aboard, you return to the bridge, and you are. Oh, I can actually bring you to the bridge. You return to
Commander, you're supposed to say 4 to beam up.
and this is an emergency, so the captain just pulls you in, and immediately on the screen. Oh, sorry, I've got the old Trek noises again. Immediately on the screen,
4 to beam up.
You have the CEO. The CEO
She's huge.
is huge. Yeah, so she's on the screen here. She's up at the top, and so immediately, so she was already on screen by the time you beamed aboard and entered the bridge. She was already in communication with the captain, and she is she is saying we need to discuss the Starfleet interference with our planet, and I need to make you an offer and see what terms we can arrive at, and we'll cut it there. You guys are on the bridge, and the captain has brought you back to deal.
Did
with
Suki
this.
come with us?
Yes, yeah, everyone is back. Yeah.
She actually was, now that in hindsight, she probably was already on board the ship working on that.
That's right, because you guys were using.
Antivirus.
Yeah, you were using
Yeah.
the computer for that. Yeah, so she was in. Yeah, she was in medical, doing that. So yeah, the CEO is confronting you and saying, yeah, we have to discuss Starfleet's interference with our planet's affairs, and we'll pick it up from there.
Woohoo.
Fire!
All right.
That's what I yell.
Fire.
And then,
Like it's Stunner.
yeah.
Nice. Yeah. So this will be. So we made it. We're in the third act. So yeah, you guys made it through the first two acts pretty completely. So yeah, this has just got one more act to finish. So probably not a whole full session, but we can talk about some of the ways you can modify your characters and stuff, and also maybe missing crew that you may have. People that you want to add to the crew.
I think I'm going to have to go watch the original series episode called The Cloud Minders next.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, people in the cloud were the ruling class, and people on the ground
Nice.
were the slaves that
Yeah.
ran everything.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
Very cool. All right. Well, thanks everybody for joining us. And yeah, we'll have one more session of this. So there will be a part 2 to the cure worse than the disease. And we'll be doing that next week, hopefully. So thanks guys for playing. And we'll see everybody next week. Goodbye.
Bye.
Yeah. Live long and prosper.
Yeah.